All right, let's get Monday morning off to a rockin' start. So, you know, we did a New Year's Eve pay-per-view special. We picked Miss Howard Stern 1994.
That was years ago, yes.
Years ago, 1994. On the phone is Corky. Miss Howard Stern 1994's husband, but they're going through a divorce.
Right.
Corky wanted to call us and tell us he's going to jail, so...
Again?
Hello?
What is your problem?
Corky, you're turning into OJ.
Hello, Howard?
Yeah.
Yeah, how do they expect me to go on with my life? They keep locking me up. This is like the 7th time. 2 weeks ago, I was in court for her boyfriend. 4 times I've been to court for her boyfriend. He never shows up. He had me locked up in front of my daughter while I was sitting in the car, and now the police call me that they're going to lock me up again.
Listen to me.
Tomorrow. I don't want to go to jail. I mean, talk to her for me. Tell her whatever. I was always a good husband to her. I'm a great father.
Listen to me.
I don't want to go to jail anymore.
What is the charge?
Now she's saying I assaulted her.
Assaulted Miss Howard Stern?
Yeah.
When did you do this?
When I was going to pick up my kid, I was arguing with her because I was sitting in the back of the car.
You know what sounds like to me? You're getting more and more jealous.
You know what happened the week before this happened? She sent her boyfriend with my kid. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, every time something is working out nice, she goes and sends the boyfriend with my kid.
Well, maybe she's afraid of you.
She's not afraid of me. We were shopping together not too long ago. We went to buy Brittany Halloween stuff.
Right.
She's always sitting there talking to me.
Listen, let me get this straight.
Afraid of me.
Let me get this straight.
I mean, how does she expect me to go on with my life? Every time she puts me in jail, she's turning me into some sort of psycho. I can't go to jail again. I'm out of money.
But how does she...
Tomorrow, if they lock me up tomorrow, with all the people killing their girlfriends and stuff, they're probably going to ask for like a $5,000 bail.
Let me ask you something, because something's going wrong here. You go to pick up the kid. Do you ever physically hit Miss Howard Stern?
No, I've never physically hit Miss Howard Stern. She's my wife. I love her. I would never hit her.
I know you love her, but the thing is that you're angry because she left you.
Yeah.
Now, maybe you're
It sounds like, too, that he hasn't gotten any less angry.
No.
In the time that they've been apart.
Because they keep locking me up. I mean, how many... The boyfriend's a cop. He stole my car. I had internal affairs working on the case. The cop from internal affairs laughed at me.
Let me ask you something. Isn't it possible, though, that you could just sort of not have any involvement with her except for with the kid, just pick up the kid and leave? And
but how do I see the kid, you know? How do I pick up and see the kid without...
Can't you just agree to stay in your car and let them put the kid in the car?
Look, I'll agree to whatever. I just don't want to go to jail.
What happens when you get out of the car? You go up to the house and that's when you start yelling?
I don't even go up to the house. Look, 16 months, my kid don't have a telephone.
Right.
You know, I was talking to her. I said, listen, put a phone in for the baby so I can call her.
Right.
It's 16 months. The kid just turned 5 years old. She's crazy about it.
Miss Howard Stern doesn't have a phone?
She don't have a phone. She won't give me her phone number.
Oh, she has a phone, but she won't give the phone because you're afraid you'll probably call all the time.
Well, I would call if I put a phone in for my daughter. Would be my daughter.
Now, what if she calls? What if your daughter calls you?
She don't let the baby call me. Since the day she left me 15 months ago, she's never let the baby call me, only at her convenience.
I see. Well, it sounds like, you know, it sounds like, I guess you've now realized you're never getting back with Miss Howard Stern, right? You realize that?
Yeah, I realized that. Howard, I don't want to go to jail.
Right.
Talk to her for me. Tell her whatever. Just, I can't go to jail again. They keep putting me in jail. It's like, it's a nightmare.
Is it possible for you guys to appoint some neutral party?
You want me to...
would never have to see each other.
Maybe it'll be me. I tell you what, if Elaine is listening, call me up.
You don't have Elaine's number.
No, I do not. I do not. I'd like to have it. Just kidding, Corky.
You'll call.
I'm happily married, man. Hey, Corky.
I have nobody in the whole world to help me. Somebody's going to talk to her.
It just sounds to me like you keep getting yourself... You must be doing something. That's why if I could hear Elaine's side of it and find out what's going on with you, maybe I could straighten this thing out. Maybe I could finally...
Because you always have two completely different stories.
Let me ask you, do you have a boyfriend in jail? Now that you've been there so many times? What kind of jail do you go to? Which jail do you go to?
Yeah, I'm no homo.
I know. I know that. Which jail do you go to?
I go to Skirmelin Street, 120 Skirmelin Street.
All right, and you go there and...
I knew there was a jail there.
I didn't even know where is Skirmelin?
Skirmelin Street.
Is that near your house, Robin?
Brooklyn Criminal Court.
Where is it?
Brooklyn Criminal Court.
Oh, you go to jail in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
And what are you in your own jail cell or you?
No, I'm in cell with all the guys. Don't you remember the last time I put the guy that shot the cab driver on the phone with you?
Right. And you go in there, and I guess, does anybody try to beat you up or anything?
No, but they smoke crack in there. They do drugs in there.
How do they get the drugs in the jail?
Yeah, how do they get the drugs in the jail?
I have no idea.
Don't you get searched and your pockets gone through?
Yeah, don't you get a strip search?
Sort of, but I guess, I don't know. These guys, I guess they don't want to touch them, you know?
Do they search the butt? Corky, do they search your butt?
No.
They don't?
No.
They searched Jackie, they found 2 marshmallows.
Hey,
I was going to say, you can have a whole house full of furniture then.
Yeah. Hey, guys, you need a chair? So when do you do to go to jail?
Tomorrow morning.
All right, if anyone knows Elaine Marks, Miss Howard Stern, 1994, maybe you could wake her up and ask her to please call in, and maybe I could straighten this out for you, Corky. At least I could find out what her complaint is about you, and maybe I could make some sense out of all
Listen, all the money that I'm going to have to spend on the lawyers and the bail and everything, I would rather give to her just for her and the kids, to leave me alone.
Are you divorced yet?
No.
You're not?
What's holding that up?
Elaine just fired her lawyer.
Well, I'll tell you,
nobody gets a lawyer.
This is some life. 1 minute you're with a fine piece of ass. Next minute you're in jail.
Hey, was it
jail,
worth it?
7 times in jail. Howard, I've been to court 30-something times.
Was it worth it?
It's best to marry an ugly woman, Robin.
Was it worth it? All that, like you had to have that beautiful girl.
You know what I think's happening? And Corky, no offense, but I think you're insanely jealous and acting like a maniac, probably, a little bit. At least a little bit. You sound like you might be going off the deep end still.
Yeah, because they keep putting me in jail. All I've ever been guilty of is loving my wife. I mean,
but
how
you
can they put me in jail?
I know, but let's say you don't love you. Let's say you do still love your wife, but she doesn't love you. You must be doing something when you go over there.
Yeah, to get in jail all that.
You must be yelling and screaming.
Because the week before, she sent her boyfriend with my daughter.
And then what did you do? You punched him out?
No, I didn't punch him out. Believe me, the guy stole my car and had his friend put the ad in the newspaper on Long Island and sold my car.
Well, you say he stole it, but maybe Elaine thought it was her car and she wanted to sell her car.
But what's the difference? He's a police officer and he came to my house and stole my car. Isn't that against the law?
Let me ask you something.
You can't prove
You can't prove that.
Yeah, I could prove it. The Internal Affairs was on the case. They tracked the whole thing down.
So when was he charged?
What?
Oh, please. Listen, let me say something.
What?
Internal Affairs tracked it down. When was he charged?
They didn't charge him. They listen to me. They searched the whole case. They found the title. They wouldn't check the signature. Who forged my name in the back?
Are you saying it's the blue wall of silence?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
What do you think is locking me up?
Listen to me. You got to get I maintained all along. You got to get yourself out of this situation. You got to.
Howard, I'm living a nightmare.
Yeah. You got to get back to work.
Get yourself a new woman.
Get yourself a new woman. Have you been dating?
No.
No, that's the problem. Get yourself a girlfriend.
Need a distraction.
Go over to Scores or something.
You can get back Elaine by sending your daughter home with your girlfriend.
Right. She can bring it over with the boyfriend, and you can bring it over with your girlfriend. You hear?
Yeah.
You hear?
I hear you.
Who's your biggest enemy right now? Your ex-wife, her boyfriend, or the entire police force? Who do you hate the most?
I would say probably her ex-boyfriend and the entire police force.
I see.
You know?
All right. Well, listen.
I don't want to go to jail anymore. I can't deal with it. It's like a terrible tragedy to me. I can't.
How long are they going to have you in for? Do you know?
They'll probably have me in overnight.
Oh.
Why do you have to go overnight? You're not bothering her now.
I don't know. Every time they keep locking me up.
Because you must be doing something. I'm not getting the whole story here. You've got to be up to something. You got to be.
Listen, the last time they locked me up, I was sitting in a parking lot in the police station waiting to pick up Brittany Sunday morning, and they locked me up because I called Saturday, they said, to ask if she was bringing me the baby to sleep over. Okay?
Now, how often are you seeing this baby?
I've been seeing her only since, like, maybe January 17th.
Once a week?
Yeah, once a week.
All right. So listen, most guys don't even want to spend time with kids.
But he wants to be with Elaine. That's why.
That's what it is.
No, I don't want to.
He wants Elaine to bring over the baby. That's what he wants, so he can get a hold of her.
That's his last.
Yeah, come on. Why do you care if the boyfriend brings the baby over?
Because I don't want my kid around him.
He's living there.
My kid's crazy about me.
The kid's living there all week.
So what? But the kid loves her daddy. Why does the daddy have to come and see this piece of garbage with my daughter?
Your daddy.
I mean, he's not a father. He's not.
But you don't understand. That guy's going to maybe marry your wife, and then he's.
Yeah, you don't understand one important thing. He's sleeping with mommy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, come on. You understand that, right?
Hal, I need you to help me out of this. I can't go to jail.
Can't hear it.
You understand something, Corky? I'm saying, look, if a guy is now with Elaine, right, and he's with her every night, and he sees your daughter every day, what's the big deal if he drives your daughter over? It's going to happen anyway.
Because it drives me nuts.
Yeah, but you got to stop having everything driving you nuts.
Yeah, but how can I get over it? Because he brings the kids Sunday.
Right.
And I'm in court with the guy on Thursday. It cost me $500. The guy don't even show up.
Right.
You know, the judge says...
What happens when he... Listen to me. What happens when he brings the kid? Do you get so angry that you start yelling at him?
Or yelling at Elaine?
Nah, the last time when he brought the kid, I was upset, and then Elaine called me and said that she was going to come and pick the kid up, and then all of a sudden she sent the guy to pick the kid up again, you know?
Right, and then what happened?
So where does the assault occur?
Yeah, what happened? So what did you do?
What? You mean the one where she's locking me up?
Yeah, no, yeah, right. What happened? So then the guy shows up when you were expecting that on the air. Truth is, if I was your wife, I'd be in Oregon. You're lucky she's still in the same state.
Let me tell you, Howard, that girl is the lowest piece of garbage on the planet, you know?
Really?
If she had any kind of character or appearance,
hey,
what her mother is. Remember the old Superman series?
Yeah.
Remember the one with the donkey?
Yeah.
That was her mother, all right? That's how stupid. That's how stupid her family
is. You're saying her mother was as stupid as that guy who called himself Superman and he'd walk around with the donkey?
Yeah.
And then he went to Alaska with the pies?
Right.
That guy was pretty stupid.
That was her.
Right.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. I really don't want to go to jail.
I never heard a guy compare his mother-in-law to Donkey on Superman. I mean, that was one episode, for crying out loud.
Come on.
Oh, man. That guy was Superman. He called himself Superman.
Right.
Yeah, it was the Rifleman. What was
I seen that. His name was Superman. He said, Superman, our name is Superman.
Yeah, he was always reading about himself in the paper.
Yeah.
Right. I thought the donkey was Superman.
No, the donkey was his friend.
Yeah.
That's a great episode, man.
Was it?
With the pies. Well, I guess you're going to jail.
I guess.
All right. Well, listen, I don't hear from Elena.
When you're sitting in jail, it doesn't indicate to you that you should change your behavior in any way.
No, jail, I probably would need therapy. Every time they put me in jail, it keeps making me worse and worse.
I'll tell you the truth, Corky. I feel safer with you in jail.
You know, there is a problem here because the jail is supposed to be helping, only it's making him worse.
Well, what they're trying to do is say to him, give him a little scare and say, listen, get your act together, buddy. Your woman is leaving you. You'll see your kid once a week. Who cares who drops the kid off? When the kid's with you, have a good time instead of concentrating.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? You don't really want to be with your kid. You want to be with your wife.
No, I want
to be a little knockout piece of air.
But what I'm saying, she's a pig. Oh. Hey, listen, I just want to see my kid, and I want to be left alone. I don't want to go to jail. The only way,
I'll tell you how to be left alone. You want the secret?
Yeah.
You can't yell at people anymore.
You know what? Smile.
Right. Smile. Even though you're broken-hearted.
Hey, let me tell you, your buddy there, Dominic, I was in court to see my kid.
Yeah.
And Dominic walks into the hall and like pushes himself up against me, against the wall, and threatens me like a tough guy.
That's the cop.
You know?
No, Dominic. Barbara.
That's Dominic. I don't know if he didn't have his breakfast.
That Dominic. Who's he representing? Who's he representing?
He was representing some old hag there in the hallway. I don't know. Some old blonde hag.
Some blonde hag.
Get a bag. She's like a female impersonator. I don't know what the hell it was. I think she was Miss America or something. Oh, man.
All right, if I hear from Elaine...
Howard, please talk to her. I don't want to go to jail anymore.
Leave a number with Gary, so if Elaine calls in, I can get you guys on the phone together.
All right.
All right? Hold on. I'll mediate, all right?
All right.
All right, over there?
All right.
All right.
I didn't know how Dominic... I thought, Dominic must be the boyfriend.
No, Dominic the attorney.
Oh, no. They are two funny people.
Yeah. Smile even though
your heart is
aching. Smile. Wish I knew the words.
Though it's almost breaking.
Though it's almost breaking. You know what's happening every time. Johnny gets a hold of her. He's yelling at her.
Yeah, of course. Any little thing. I mean, he wants everything to go his way. She left him, okay. But now, if he wants to see the kid, he only wants her bringing the kid.
I think she should go back with him.
They belong together.
They belong together. They made a nice couple.
I think Corky actually is going where he belongs. In jail.
You see why our society is doomed? The police can't possibly deal with all this.
They are constantly in the middle of this marriage.
It's tough on the cops. Yeah.
Every other day they're getting a call about Corky and Elaine.
If Elaine would call in, it'd be really good, because then I think I could talk some sense into him, but I got to have her explain it.
You got to have the facts.
Yeah.
He will never give you the facts.
No. You see, she would tell us.
He sees one side.
Right.
His side.
She would tell us exactly what happened.
Yeah. You don't know what he's doing.
Stories are not going to be like it's from the same place.
Yeah. So if Elaine is, I know Elaine's probably going, I don't know if I should call in. I don't know. But Elaine, you can call in. I'll straighten him out. All right. Let me take a break. Who knew when I crowned Miss Howard Stern 1994, 2 years ago now, it would turn into this? How sad.
They look like a happy family then, didn't they?
Yes. Ever since the pageant, things have gone awry. Really, man. Ever since that night when I rose out of the ground on a toilet bowl.
Well, at one point, Corky felt that it was all your fault.
Yeah, but he got over that.
He made her Miss Howard Stern, and that's what did it.
I explained to Corky it had nothing to do with me. I mean, I did him a favor. They won $50,000 that night. That was a pretty good haul.
If you hadn't ever recognized her,
right,
she'd still be at home.
Well, if he hadn't let her in the pageant, she'd still be at home.
Doesn't matter. It's all your fault.
I'm telling you. Well, anyway. Got to take a break, Robin. And then I'll come back to tell you everything that's going on.
And just think, that's only one family the police is dealing with.
Right.
They're getting more than one call about...
Oh, they're getting millions. That's why, how many police... We need a police for every family.
Every marriage.
Yeah.
You get a policeman with your marriage.
I could have used a policeman this weekend. All right, we'll take a break.
You're fighting, too.
Yeah, sure. The battling Sterns. We'll be back right after these words. 2 years ago, we did a beauty pageant, Miss Howard Stern beauty pageant. We picked a Miss Howard Stern. The woman who won, beautiful woman, was married to a guy we nicknamed Corky because he looked like the retard on that ABC show.
Yeah, he has survived longer than that TV show.
And ever since the Miss New Year's Eve pageant, these two got a divorce, or they're in the middle of a divorce, and now Corky's in jail.
Is he in jail?
I think he's calling us from jail. You calling us from jail, Corky?
I'm calling you from across the street from the police station. I'm getting ready to turn myself in right now. And, I mean, there's still time for Elaine to drop these charges.
Did she ever call us yesterday?
Well, she called us after the show. She said she doesn't want to come on the air.
But what does she say about the charges?
She says that, I don't know, Corky's flipped his lid and he threatens to blow up the house and all that kind of stuff. He's like, he's gone berserk, but that's her claim.
I guess you got to go away.
That's her claim. I mean, she's done nothing but torture me since she's left me. Now, I mean, you know what it's like to have to go to jail for just loving your wife and being a good father?
Man, I know.
No compassion to me whatsoever in anything. I think her boyfriend is controlling her life because there's no way I was so good to her
Corky,
that she would want to put me in jail.
He still loves her. That's the problem.
Did you threaten to blow up the house?
No, I never threatened to blow up the house. What am I, a mad bomber?
I don't know.
Come on, I'm a businessman.
Did you hit anyone?
Never hit anyone.
Do you yell at people when they show up with the kid?
What?
Do you yell at people?
I yelled at her, yeah.
All right.
I yelled at her because she had it coming to her.
No. See, this is where you make your mistake.
Well, a lot of couples do yell.
Look, let me tell you something. I've never picked up my hands to her. I never beat her. She put me in jail 7 times.
Right.
And she's got some in because the boyfriend's a detective, and they're going to lose my papers, and I'm scared.
How long are you going to be in jail for, do you know?
I'm going in now, and they're going to end up losing my papers. I'm not going to get out till tomorrow, maybe 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wait a minute. How do you know they're going to lose your papers?
Because they did it to me 3 times in a row already.
Well, maybe they're trying to calm you down. Like maybe,
But how could they calm me down? Leave me alone. Let me
want my advice?
My life.
You want my advice? You get angry when the boyfriend shows up with your kid and stuff. You just got to stop being angry and just,
That's life. That's the way it is.
And forget about her. Get a girlfriend.
It's not that, Howard. It's just that they keep torturing me to go back to jail. How could I go on with my life?
You must be doing something.
They won't put you in jail.
Howard, what am I doing? I was the best husband in the whole world.
Yeah, but
Corky, you don't do anything to get picked up and sent back to jail again? You don't do anything?
No,
They just do it for no reason?
They did it. They're doing it to get me out of my daughter's life. The boyfriend is evidently jealous that he doesn't want me to be bothered seeing the kids.
I don't bother.
All right? I mean, come on. She ran off behind my back with an ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, but come on. What do you mean behind your back? So she stopped loving you.
Corky, there's something you're going to have to learn to
Well, people with character could have done things a lot differently. She had no reason to put me in jail the first time because I brought her dinner and I had an argument on the telephone, so her boyfriend had his friends in the housing authority.
Always an argument.
We took a vote in the office, Howard.
Yeah.
And he lost 5-0. Everyone believes Elaine.
Yeah.
Well, let me just
Everyone
say this.
believes Elaine. That's so ridiculous. You know, I was so good to her. I mean,
Corky, you keep saying you were the best husband in the world and all of that stuff.
Yeah, you know what it is, Elaine?
The most important woman didn't think so.
Excuse me?
She didn't think you were a great husband.
She didn't think I was a great husband.
Right.
No, she left you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she left me because she thought she was some famous actress and I was holding her back from her career.
Now, good husband
Whatever.
do that.
Yeah. She's going to find a guy who can make her happen.
Right. It's not going to make it happen.
She's allowed to fall out of love. She's allowed to fall out of love, Corky.
I'm not in love.
No, she's allowed.
I'm looking to have some compassion towards me, that it's not too late for her to call up and drop these charges, and I'll go on with my life.
And you'll stop yelling at her?
I'll never yell at her again. It's just that she does so much stuff to me. And
what does she do to you?
She calls up one day. She's my buddy. She's this. She's that. Then the next thing you know, she's telling me get out of her car. She's talking nasty to me.
Right.
She
get out of her car.
What?
Why are you still involved with her?
Don't even be involved.
How could I not be involved when I have to see my child?
Pick up the kid and leave. That's it. Robin's right. Pick up the kid and leave.
Yeah, I want to do that, but now what is she doing to me now? I mean, like everything through the months that I've like calmed myself down for, I have to go through the whole thing again.
So let me answer. If she drops the charges, promise you'll never go near her again. You'll just
If she drops charges, I will never see her again as long as I live.
And you won't mind that the boyfriend drops the kid off?
I don't mind if the boyfriend drops the kid off, Howard. I am just ready to commit suicide from this.
Really?
Right?
No, don't do that.
Tell Warren Littlefield if he needs that guy sitting up on the San Francisco Bridge, I'm the guy for the job.
Don't commit suicide. If you're going to do it on the air. You know what I'm saying?
Does he realize now, I mean, Corky, do you realize now that you and Elaine are never getting back together?
I always realized that.
See, he says he realizes it.
I realized that.
He didn't always realize it because we had him in
So
one.
here's the bottom line. Why don't, Gary, you try and track down Elaine.
Okay.
You say to her, hey, listen, Corky says if you don't put him in jail today, drop the charges.
Please, just one time to show me compassion.
And you swear.
And I'll make her the happiest person
Now, so
in the
listen to
world.
me. Swear to God.
I swear on my daughter's life, I swear on my mother's life who's dying in the hospital right now in Florida,
Go ahead.
that I will never, ever...
Well, don't swear on her life if she's dying.
She's not
That's not a good person. So swear on your daughter's life. Go ahead.
I will swear on my daughter's life, I would swear on my life that I will never, ever again bother them, scream at her, or I won't even talk to her.
All right.
All I want to do is just see my kid and go on with my life.
Once a week.
Here's the problem, Howard.
Go ahead.
I had a lie to Corky. He called me before and asked if I had contact with Elaine, and I did speak to her yesterday.
Right.
And she doesn't want to drop any charges because she said there's a lot of other things involved that we're not talking about.
What?
Well, I don't know if I could say.
Well, maybe you can't.
You can say.
Or maybe...
If she wants me to go to therapy, I'll do whatever I have to do. But the jail just keeps making me more and more angry, and it keeps bringing me back to the situation.
Well, how about if you do go to jail, stop being so angry, get done with it, and then get on with your life?
Because when they go to jail, Howard, they're gonna bring me back. I'll be going to this trial till after August, September. I have to go 30 times. It's $500 every time I show up.
What are you talking about now?
All right, let me go. I'll tell Elaine what you said, okay? And I'll see if I can get her to drop the charges.
But right now, I'm standing here waiting to walk in. I mean, if I walk in...
Well, I can't. What can I tell you? It's the best I can do.
So what should I do? Should I wait a few more minutes?
You better go in.
You better not be late if they, What time you got to be there?
8, but the girl's not here yet that's arresting me.
Oh. You mean you got to stand in front of there and they arrest you in front of everyone?
No, I'm turning myself in.
Oh, I see. You mean there's a warrant out for you?
I don't even think there's a warrant out for me. I'm just turning myself in because I'm innocent and I'm not going to run.
I see.
Howard, his lawyer called earlier and just said, Corky, don't wimp out. He said you got to turn yourself in.
Right.
Don't turn around.
Yeah, but Elaine has to show some compassion to me.
No, she doesn't do anything.
She doesn't have to do anything.
But how does she do this to the father of her daughter?
Well, because she's having a problem with the father of her daughter.
After the 7th time, I think it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Maybe the first time was hard.
Look, I don't believe it's her. I think it's her boyfriend.
Nah, don't blame him.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You got to behave yourself.
I want to behave.
All right, well, then you
show some compassion this time.
All right, let me see. I'll make a call. We'll see if we
Wait
can.
a minute. I have to understand. Corky, are you saying if she doesn't show some compassion and drop these charges, you're going to continue what you've been doing?
Robin.
This is why you keep winding up in jail.
It's a merry-go-round. All I want is one drop of compassion for her, and I will go on with my life, and I swear we'll never bother her or John or anybody ever again.
Corky, if she never shows you any compassion, don't you think you ought to go on with your life?
It's tough for me to go on with my life, and I got to keep suffering, going to jail.
Oh.
This guy's going to cry.
Oh.
Are you crying?
Me cry.
Are you crying, Corky?
Come on, I never blamed you, Howard.
I know. I didn't do anything. I mean,
the terrible thing you wrote in the book about me was pretty nasty.
What did I write?
You wrote that it was no wonder she left me. Do you know when we left Manhattan on an Albany trip, the second I pulled my car out of the driving spot, Ronnie, the limo driver, cut me off so bad that I almost put my daughter's head through the windshield?
No. Let me tell you something. First of all, Ronnie, everyone saw you that day. You were driving like a maniac.
Yeah, because the second we had left Manhattan, he cut me off.
Well, everyone was cutting you off.
No.
You see how you don't see
about the original pulling away from Madison Avenue. Right? And I've been driving a truck my whole life, and I didn't know who he was. He cut me off. I had my...
Oh, you're ridiculous.
Corky, do you see how you have the ability to magnify small incidents and just dwell on them for really long periods of time?
You're the one who magnified it. You said I was driving up like a maniac.
You were.
Corky, we watched you the whole way up.
There's about 50,000 witnesses.
I was just showing off my driving skills.
All right. Hold on, there's a guy here. What do you want, sir?
Hey, Howard.
You got
I don't mean to add insult to injury, but I saw Elaine Saturday shopping in Roosevelt Field. She had an engagement ring on, and she was with her two girls. And I said, oh, that's Miss Howard Stern. So she smiled at me, and I looked at her left hand. She had a nice, fat, pear-shaped diamond on her.
Well, that might be Corky's ring. Right, Corky?
Yeah, I bought her a $15,000 ring.
Oh, that's your ring.
I don't know. She looked like she was engaged, but...
Really?
I know the guy's on tough times.
Hey, listen, I got to go. So I got to... Corky, if Elaine calls me or I can get in touch with her, I'll ask her to drop the charge, but I don't know if she's going to do it, okay?
But she was looking hot, Howard.
She looks good, huh?
She looked really smoky.
Yeah, don't rub it in.
Oh, man.
This guy.
He's trying to get over this.
Yeah.
I mean, really hot. No problem.
Okay.
Have a good day.
All right, thanks. Corky, what do you want from me? I'll try and put a call in, okay?
Howard, please do something to help me, because if they do this to me this time, I'm going to become a psycho case.
All right, I hear you.
You know?
All right, I'm going to try. What can I do?
Let me just say one thing. I'm trying to make some sense. You know, the difference between your coming out of jail and going on with your life and not is...
Yeah, but when
Robin, I'm trying to get out of this.
Well, wait a minute. I'm just saying, longer jail time. You got to think about that.
Right. All right. Corky.
Yeah.
Robin is going to try and work everything out for you off the air.
Yeah.
She has the patience of a saint. She can talk to you for a long time. She'd straighten you out, but she don't have the time. All right, goodbye.
All right.
All right, good luck in jail.
Good luck in jail?
Yeah.
Just wanted to give him something else to think about, Howard.
He got his own agenda. All right, goodbye.
All right.
You're trying too hard.
Well, he's one of those people who's always saying that if somebody else would do something, I could do something. Sometimes you just have to do it whether they're going to do it or not.
Dave Letterman is here.
Oh, that's why we had to go.
Yeah, I mean, I had to go. I couldn't sit and listen to a guy going to jail.
Whining about his wife.
12 years I waited to get Letterman in here, and Robin became Dr. Joy's brothers. All right, let me take a break.
All of a sudden I cared about someone.
Yeah.
And you cut me off.
You picked the wrong time to care. Let me take a break, and then we can get Dave in here.
All right.
Right after these words. So don't think about it. All right, listen. Here's Corky. Here's a guy with bigger problems than the Kennedys. Corkula.
Hello.
All right, now Corky, for those of you who don't know who Corky is, Corky was married to
Steven.
Corky was married to Miss Howard Stern, 1994.
I think he still is.
Yeah, he is actually technically still her husband. But that's soon to change, I think. Miss Howard Stern, 1994, was crowned 2 years ago, New Year's Eve, when we held the pageant. Since then, his life has been a wreck.
It seems that we inherited him from the contest, lost her.
Yeah, we lost him. She won't call in, but he will.
Hey, I never blamed you for it.
No, I didn't say blame me.
No, yesterday you were saying that I had blamed you for it.
I'm just kidding.
I was just upset what you wrote in your book about me.
Well, I was accurate.
How can it be accurate? I mean...
It was totally accurate.
Howard, I was pulling away from your studio there, and Ronnie, the limo driver, cut me off.
Wrong.
What do you mean wrong?
Wrong. You were cutting everyone off.
Halfway to Albany, you were still doing it.
Tom Chiasano was in that line of cars following the tour bus.
I'm talking about what started the whole thing was Ronnie the limo driver.
Doesn't matter what started it. You did
You're a hothead.
Albany.
You're a hothead. Admit it.
I'm not a hothead.
All right, listen to me.
He can't see himself.
So anyway, since then, his wife is trying to divorce him. She moved out of the house. He's been locked up in jail a couple of times.
She didn't just move out of the house. She ran off with her ex-boyfriend and took my 4-year-old daughter and moved herself and him into some guy's basement.
So she's been locking you up in jail regularly.
Regularly.
And
I was such a good husband to her. I mean, how could she lock me up in jail and tell me to go on with my life?
Well, because...
You weren't a good husband.
Yesterday, if you were a good husband, she'd still be with you.
Howard, play the tapes of when she used to come on the show, the way she used to talk about me.
That's true. That's true, but that's old hat.
What happened? How did it change?
I mean, come on.
Something went wrong.
How did it change? She got breast implants, and she thinks she's now an actress going on jobs. You know, the main thing is she leaves my daughter 3-4 times a week with babysitters.
Really?
You know, she thinks
Who would you have her leave him with? Nobody?
With Corky.
With me. I'm her daddy.
Don't you have to work?
Hey, I'm the boss. I have my own schedule. You know, I'd rather spend time with my daughter than have her be left at some babysitter who's probably molesting her.
No, you don't know that. You don't know, but admit you don't know anything like that. See how you say you sound insane now. You don't know anything about the lovely woman or man who is babysitting. You don't know anything, do you? Do you? Admit that. You don't know a thing.
Come on. What do you...
Are you saying you have evidence of this?
When I was married...
Are you saying you have evidence of this? Are you saying you have evidence of this?
Of course I have evidence.
You don't have any evidence. You have evidence that your child has been molested?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Really?
You do not.
Well, why isn't somebody being arrested?
I don't know. I guess because her boyfriend is some detective who thinks he's above the law.
So in other words, you don't have any evidence?
No, I don't have any evidence.
All right, fine.
Yeah, you're just making claims.
Here's Dominic Barbara. He's an attorney. What happened, Dominic? Corky was bad-mouthing me in court?
I was in Brooklyn court with him, and of course I said hello to him. All of a sudden,
he said hello to me?
All of a sudden, he starts screaming and shouting things about you. Then he says screaming about me. I go over to him, and I say, Corky, what is the matter with you?
Corky.
Calm down. He says I grabbed him and threw him against the wall, which is not what occurred, but I did get on top of him, and I said, stop talking about Howard on me. You're out of your mind.
Oh, my God.
But then what happened?
What did he say?
Dominic.
Oh, it was bizarre.
What did he say?
Well, you ruined his life. You're no good.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I walked through the hall.
Your wife showed up at my pay-per-view special.
Dominic's the guy who spoke to my wife for a half an hour the day before she left me.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Dominic pushed me up against the wall and said, I'm not Elaine. You want to mess with me? I'm not Elaine. Like he was going to punch me in the face.
Well, the problem is, first of all, two things happened. Number one, your wife came to me, and I suggested that you both go to marital counseling to settle the case.
Yeah, like how was she going to go to marital counseling when she met her 6-foot detective boyfriend?
The case was not economically big enough for me to get involved. But more important, if something happens to you and you flip out, and I've seen it more than once, I've seen it actually in person, and I can see it in your eyes. Do you take something before you go to us? Because you do leave the planet for a period of time.
Listen, if your wife ran off with your 4-year-old daughter behind your back, all right?
Happens to lots of guys.
It happens a lot to guys, but they don't get thrown in jail for it.
No, because they leave their wives and their daughters alone.
And you know what's happened? Some of his family, who are very nice people on Long Island, keep calling me and saying, can I get involved to calm this down? And I keep saying, I'll talk to both sides, but I think someone's got to control him first.
No, you see, you're painting the wrong picture.
But Corky's saying he's in control.
All right?
Corky says he's in control.
I'm the one who just wants to be able to see my daughter. I want my daughter to have a telephone. All right?
But Corky, what do you tell your daughter
when you have it? Do you say things like your mother's a whore, your mother's no good?
No, I don't say
What do you
that.
think that's going to do to your daughter when she grows up? When she has
What do you think it's going to do to my daughter living in a strange house with some strange man?
But that may be your wife's next husband. You have to accept that.
Come on, my wife.
Think about the scars that are going to carry in your daughter's mind.
You can interview my daughter. The law guardian interviewed my daughter. She is crazy about her daddy. Her daddy has never been bad to her.
I believe that's
her
true.
daddy was never.
So you do say those things, though. Do you say that your wife is a whore?
To the daughter.
Do you say that to your kid?
Do you know how many times I used her vagina as a urinal?
That's
okay?
not nice.
That's not nice. Do you say that? Do you say that? Wait a second. Do you say that to your kid?
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Do you say to your kid, "Mommy's a whore"? Do you say "Mommy's a whore"?
In front of mommy.
No. No, that's not true.
Corky.
That's not true.
You don't tell us the absolute truth.
What
I'm
do you mean
convinced
I'm
of
not telling you the
that.
absolute truth. This girl has been setting me up, locking me up. Her police officer boyfriend stole my car. I mean, I can't get a damn police officer. I mean, where's William Braxton? Out selling uniforms to the transit police? Come on, what the hell's going on? If somebody doesn't get me my goddamn car back. You know?
I don't have any idea what your life is like.
Man, Corky. Hey, listen.
Listen, I'm on my way right now. I'm going to buy a Bronco.
Are you?
No.
Yeah. See, Corky, you don't...
He has a little bit of a sense of humor.
He is
but
funny, but...
I know that Dominic is onto something here. He does badmouth the girl's mother in front of her. I'm sure of it.
No, you don't know that for a fact, Robin.
I know.
Let me tell you what happened. One time she kept the kid from me for 3 months.
Right.
And then she called me on the phone and started saying all kinds of absurd things to me, and I went off on her. I had no idea the baby was on the phone. Elaine was on the phone. She sets me up. The day I got locked up, she called me Friday night. She spoke to me for a half an hour.
Where are you now?
Let the baby sleep over. I'm going to let the baby sleep over. That was Friday.
Where are you now? Are you in jail?
No, I got out of jail at 1 o'clock in the morning.
What was your bail?
Thanks to the best lawyer in all of New York. His name is Paul Shemin. And if anybody needs him, he's 1-212-587-0454.
Why are you doing plugs?
He stood all night with me in jail, all right? He's the best lawyer that ever lived.
Did you get sex in jail?
Oh. Sex in jail. I didn't get food in jail. I didn't even get water in jail.
Really?
You know, the bottom line is you're going on getting arrested and arrested and arrested. You're going to jail. You're going to courts. You're not making a living, and life goes on. And your wife got someone. She's hopefully happy, and you're not seeing your daughter. So it doesn't look like you're winning so far.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But how could they keep locking me up?
You keep violating.
Why don't they show some compassion? I was never bad to Elaine. I never hit Elaine. I never did anything bad to her.
I'm going to get off.
How could she keep locking me up?
I'm just going to tell you one thing. Orders of protection in New York City right now are no joke.
Listen,
any father who violates
Dominic,
one mother is going to get arrested in 1 minute.
Protection. I okayed her to have an order of protection because I figured, what does she need an order of protection for? I said, I never hit her. Let her have the protection, and she gave me the visitation.
But you got to stop saying the words.
What?
You've got to stop talking to your daughter. Think about when your daughter grows up. Remember, your daughter someday is going to be a young girl, a young woman going out.
January 17th, I spent almost $8,000
That's
on
not
my
the issue.
daughter.
That's money.
Elaine doesn't even dress the kid or feed the kid properly.
Someday your daughter's going to have to meet a man, and she's going to remember the man who told her little things when she was little. And you know what? It's a blink away.
You want to know something? A blink away, when my daughter grows up, she's going to see from the tapes and everything else what a piece of garbage with no character her mother is.
You hear that? That's the case. Goodbye. That's it. Bye-bye.
All right.
Well, it's the truth.
See, what did I tell you?
I mean, and you want to know the funniest thing? Dominic gets on the phone right now, and everything he said was a lie. He's trying to tell me that I badmouthed Howard in court. I didn't even mention Howard in court.
All right, listen to me, Corky. You're out of jail, right?
Yeah.
All right, you got to find a way to calm this situation down.
Yeah, but now she's keeping my kid from me.
You just need a girlfriend. You won't be worried about no kid.
I think you ought to leave town.
Let me tell you something. A real man doesn't sit there.
Jail party, it's good.
Yeah, a real man doesn't sit there and worry about being with his kid. If you get a couple of girls working with you, you don't all of a sudden.
Well, it's not that. Every 2 seconds they put me in jail. You know how that drives me nuts?
Woman belongs with her daughter. You're just peripheral. You understand what I said?
If you were out having a good time.
Yeah. Get lost in your work.
Wouldn't even be bothered with you.
Yeah.
Howard, she did so many terrible things.
Did you show your daughter the New Year's Eve tape yet?
Are you kidding me? I would never show. You want to know something? Her mother showed showed her 4-year-old daughter the New Year's Eve tape.
Really?
Right? That's the kind of brains that girl comes from. All right? That's the brains, you know?
I hear.
For her first anniversary, I think her mother got her a pair of channel locks, you know?
What?
To steal hubcaps. I'm telling you. These people are the lowest piece of garbage in the world. Nobody locks up their husband, all right?
Right.
Especially somebody that was so good to her.
A great guy like you.
Everything for her that she ever wanted.
All right, listen to me, Corky. Keep me posted. Let me find out what happens.
What happens now is she tried to up the charges after she locked me up yesterday.
What were the new charges?
Sexual something. I don't know. Some sexual charges she tried to put on me.
Sexual charges?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you, this girl is nuts, you know?
Well, that's your side of the story.
It's not much. Howard, I don't lie.
Corky, listen, I'm just making it clear that that's your side of the
story. I'm telling you the God's honest truth. I wouldn't even be talking to you, all right, if it wasn't the truth.
I hear you. All right, Corky. Now, come on, go back to work. Get on with your life.
Yeah, get busy with yourself.
Right. And see your daughter and have a good time with her, and that's it. And forget about Elaine.
All right, I'd like to plug Paul again.
Go ahead.
Paul Shemin.
Sounds like Corky's low on cash and has to get a plug-in for his
low on cash? I'm broke, Howard.
Are you really?
You know, I'm going to have to go to court 16 times for this case.
You wouldn't need to if you just would behave yourself.
I want to behave myself.
Just go to work.
Locking me up.
Go to work.
Go to work. Who's going to get me my car back that the police officer stole from my house?
Oh, I can't tell you that.
I know. Where's the police commissioner? Isn't he listening?
Unanswerable questions.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it.
Come on.
I'd like to see you both happy. You're nice people.
Listen.
All right?
His name is Paul Shemin, and you can reach him at 1-212-587-0454.
Didn't you own a huge scrap metal business or something?
Yeah, Maverick Metal.
What happened?
If you want your scrap metal customly picked up and delivered, it's 531-0037. That's 718.
You're still doing that?
You're still doing that?
Yeah, I'm still doing that. I've been doing that for 30 years, Howard.
All right.
And
all right, Corky. Best of luck.
All right. And listen, you know, you really shouldn't have wrote that in your book about me.
Oh, you're crazy.
You know,
you were driving like a lunatic.
What does driving have to do with you writing that it was no wonder she left me? I mean, where did that come from?
It is no wonder.
What?
You were behaving like crazy that day.
Howard, the day she won, when we were in your office, you said, don't let her go anywhere without you.
Right.
You said, stick with us.
Right.
You started this, Howard.
I was joking. I didn't realize you'd take me literally.
You told me that.
All right.
Oh, man.
All right.
Corky, you got to let some things go, though.
Yeah, stop breaking my balls.
Stop dwelling on the past.
You know what I'm saying? I got nothing to do with it.
All right.
I mean, you came on the show. What do you want from me?
All right.
I didn't know you had given him that advice.
Oh, everyone gave him that advice. We said she's going to leave you.
Yeah.
Didn't you, Jackie? You said lock her up.
We all looked at
Howard, this girl told me every
We looked at her. We looked at him. We said lock her up.
Don't let her meet anybody else.
Right.
Anyway, what are you going to do? So no coming out of jail party at Scores?
No.
No.
I'm not going to Scores.
You're not going,
Not for a while. Lonnie was starting to get sick of me. I got to go.
All right, ciao.
Bye-bye. Ciao. I like that. That's nice. Nice touch. I got to take a break. We're going to do the news next, Robin. There's your Corky update. That's what you wanted.
I always like to know.
I love that guy.
Never gets old.
Never gets old. I love to hear what's going on.
To?
Corky update. It's a regular feature in the show. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this. Want a Corky update?
Yes. What is going on today?
All right. Here's Corky, the guy who was thrown in jail by his wife, Miss Howard Stern, 1994. Corky.
Hello.
Give us an update. What's going on today?
No, I just, you know, the other day when Dominic called in and he tried to, like, depict me as, like, some lunatic and he said I was on drugs, I realized when I was in the hall of the courthouse...
He asked you if you were on drugs.
Yeah, but I had a witness, Howard. I had a witness standing right next to me that watched the whole thing.
Don't you realize your life is becoming this incredible soap opera and you're involved in all the wrong things?
Yeah, but come on. I mean, is that unethical for a lawyer to, like, throw you against the wall and threaten your life in court?
Well, that's not what he said he did.
Well, that's what he did, though. I had a witness.
See. Oh, so what are you doing now? You're planning a lawsuit against him?
No, I'm not planning a lawsuit against him. I just want to know where he's coming from with that. I think that's, like, ridiculous, you know?
Listen to me. You got to go back to work. Here's my final statement.
I have to go to court this morning. I'm in court this morning.
Oh, good. Okay, now,
appearance about this morning.
What do you think?
For when I got locked up Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
All right, so anyway, Corky was married to Miss Howard Stern. Miss Howard Stern, 1994, who we crowned New Year's Eve 2 years ago. About a year after the New Year's Eve show, I guess they started having marital problems.
Not marital problem. She ran off with an ex-boyfriend.
That's a marital problem.
That is a big marital problem.
Yeah, she had to show off her new breast implants, you know?
Right.
When did she get breast implants?
2 months before the pageant.
Oh, is that right?
Dr. Matarazzo cost me almost $10,000 for this.
No kidding. He did a great job. I mean, your wife...
Well, you know, I got her the best. I got her the best of everything.
Your wife...
Maybe you were a good husband.
Your wife maybe has the breast implants I ever saw, because that picture you showed me, she looked like an A cup.
Not even.
And then they
looks like Aunt Jemima's pancakes.
And then you got her breast implants. What are those? Saline or
They're saline.
Saline. Wow, what a job.
And they went under the muscle, huh?
What a job taking care of her for 2 weeks after she had them. She couldn't even move off her back.
See?
You know?
Well, yeah, you put a big load on there.
Big load.
Howard, you know what's funny about, he was on the air for those
It's nice of you to fix those boobs for that cop.
Yeah, so that he could go off with another guy.
He's enjoying your boob
He
job.
got your boob.
Yeah. Who's a boob now?
You know, you should fight for custody of those.
Yeah, you should ask for him back.
Go visit him.
Well, I get half of them back, don't I?
Yeah, you get half of them back.
Right.
Right. Yeah, you seem to be in better spirits today.
Yeah, well, look what's going on. You know, you have this guy Dominic. He's nothing but a white Al Sharpton. I mean, he's probably defending Tawana Brawley today. You know.
So what? So what are you going? You're going to court today, Gary? You wanted to say?
Yeah, Corky was complaining. Remember, he was on the show pleading with his ex-wife. Please drop the charges.
Yeah.
Well, she must have heard the show because she went down there and upped the charges.
Yeah,
so
she
had
upped
more.
the charges.
Really? Now what are the charges?
My lawyer knows exactly. If he's around, maybe he could call in. He would tell you exactly what the charges are.
You don't even know?
No, I don't know.
You just show up in court. You don't even know what you're charged.
I mean, but now, you know, she's not letting me see my kid or talk to my kid, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll tell you, this ain't the Oprah show, but if she let me speak to my kid on the air for 30 seconds,
right?
I mean, the whole world would see how much this kid misses her daddy.
Right.
It's disgusting, you know?
Right.
She keeps setting me up. The boyfriend stole my car. You know, this guy pulled a gun on me. And you know what Internal Affairs said to me?
What?
Because I couldn't determine whether it was a revolver or an automatic, that there was no case.
I see.
You ought to walk around with a video camera.
Yeah, why don't you get a video crew to walk around with you, and you can document all this stuff.
Howard, did you notice he sounds like a guy in jail? He never did anything wrong, yet he keeps ending up arrested.
Every guy in jail sounds like this.
You don't understand.
And that's what they say.
They always set up.
They're always set up. But
yeah,
you don't see...
I have proof of it. My lawyer, call him on the phone. He'll tell you the whole story.
Corkula, listen to me. Listen to me.
Steven.
Corkula.
Steven.
Corky. You're a professional victim. You could be out of this in 2 seconds. You could be out of it. How do you get out of it? You stop with all the nonsense. Who cares? You don't care whether you see your daughter or not.
Sure I do. Come on.
What you care about, you want to see her every once in a while, but you want to go out and date and have some fun and get yourself another hot piece of ass. And the only way you're going to do that...
I don't think he thinks it's possible to get him. He lucked up on that one.
If you got a hot piece...
Up on that.
If you got a hot piece...
That's better than her. Are you kidding? I got to send you a picture of what Elaine looked like when I met her.
You sent me the picture. She didn't look so bad.
No, I mean the pictures of when I first met her.
Really?
Yeah. Elaine was like, forget about it.
Really?
You know, but if I didn't give her teeth and a personality and breath...
You even gave her a personality.
You gave her your personality?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Hold it, your lawyer's on the phone. He wants to describe the charges against you so the audience can follow along in this soap opera. Is this Corky's lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Hi, how you doing?
All right.
I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't know your name.
My name is Paul Shemin.
Hey, Paul. Corky...
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I've been listening.
All right,
how they locked me up in Long Island, Paul.
Well,
in front of my daughter, okay?
You know,
Poor Paul.
Yeah, Paul's mailing.
Paul, when you went to law school, did you have visions of like Perry Mason and stuff?
Hey, this guy makes Johnny Cochran look like a loser.
Well, frankly, very few of my clients are guilty. Most of them are innocent.
Right.
And when they're not innocent, there are extenuating circumstances.
Understood.
You have to be fair. I mean,
Paul,
Steve's situation...
tell him how she brings her boyfriend to family court.
Yeah, Steve's situation is not unique. It is. You got a situation where it's not right to have his wife come to the courthouse with this guy on her arm. That is
Why?
not a nice thing to do.
Why not?
Well, it may not be nice, but it's not illegal.
No, it's not. But it's inflaming. It is not nice to have the boyfriend, this guy, bring Brittany to Steve to drop the kid off.
When he has an order of protection.
Which he did. That's not really an appropriate thing to do. It inflames the situation.
Right.
There are a lot of situations where husbands who are left by their wives, whether it's right or wrong, the wife walks out, and in many situations, they just want to get out. There's nothing wrong that the husband's particularly doing that he wasn't doing, for instance, when they got married.
Right.
So maybe he's not the greatest guy, but that's
They just got fed up and
they don't want to be married anymore.
Right, but the thing is, when there's a kid, a lot of women just seem to think the husband should just walk out of the picture and leave it alone. Howard, you seem to be saying that every other word. He's the man. Let the kid go.
Yeah. Listen, if the guy...
Well, if it's going to cause this much craziness, I mean, why should he be in jail every few weeks?
Look at even O.J. O.J. don't want those kids. He's going to have a bachelor lifestyle.
Okay, well, but that doesn't always work. Sometimes you want the bachelor lifestyle and you want the kids.
Right.
The problem
he could have the kid once a week, like every other dad gets.
But he wants it more than once a week.
You're kidding.
Well, but he's getting the kid 3 times a week.
All right, so then there it is. So, Corky, get the kid 3 times a week. Who cares who drops it off? And let's get the party on the way. Let's get the divorce and let's get on with our lives.
Yeah, but she don't even let the baby call me since March 3rd already. I haven't spoken to her. She's going on. There was times she didn't let the kid speak to me for 6 months.
Corky went a little Corky. He doesn't want to be Corky. Steve went a little bonkers. Reasonably bonkers, shall we say, when this thing first happened when she first left.
Don't know. She came into the courtroom with her boyfriend's tape recorder, Paul.
Well, anyway, listen, I hope you guys work it out. I can't spend all day on this.
But I got to be fair to Steve. Dominic, who's not the
How come Elaine doesn't call in now,
did back him right up against the wall.
Oh, here's Elaine. Hi, Howard, it's me. Steve is lying. You want to see my breasts? Hi, Howard, they're real. Go ahead, they're real.
All right.
This stuff doesn't belong in the streets. It doesn't belong in the criminal court system.
Right. I understand. All right, now Dominic wants to get on the line. He wants to defend himself. Well, real quick, here's Dominic.
This is a court.
Now, here we go.
Defend himself. Go ahead, defend himself. You know, when he got on the radio yesterday and said, Howard, he was saying bad things about you, he was saying bad things about you, right then and there you knew he was a liar. The old kid that was representing him was hollering down the hall, where you going? You know,
Dominic, you there?
The whole thing happened.
It's really wild that we're feeding the insanity of somebody who is getting sicker by the moment. I think the defense should be insanity. All the charges. The guy is out of control. And to suggest that this woman is doing something wrong because she wants to have someone protect her because he can't control himself is just silly now. This man needs help.
Well, am I supposed to answer that? Stephen's supposed to answer that? If the woman really needed protection, she would have been put in a hospital already. I mean, the guy's not really doing anything.
Counselor.
He talks too much. He screams too much. He raises his voice too much. He uses vulgar language when he shouldn't. That's true.
All that's true.
That's true. That's not something that you necessarily drag somebody into criminal court for.
That he screams and shouts and uses vulgar language and calls, and in courthouses he can't even control himself, and the court officers have to control him and remove him.
No, the court officers never removed him and never had
Someone's got to get him help before something really serious happens because we're all feeding this insanity. And I'm going to tell you something. Someone's going to get hurt.
He does need help. He needs help because when you think you have a life ahead of you that's all fixed and settled and laid out, and all of a sudden, rightly or wrongly, your wife takes herself and her kid out of the picture and blows away your existence, most people need help with that.
Well, wait a minute. How is his wife took away his existence? He has a life, whatever he wants to do. Robin said a great point, so did Howard. Go on.
He thought he was going on with a wife and a kid and a new house and a family. All of a sudden, that's gone. He's got to start over again now.
It's not even that. How about me going to jail? How many times do I have to go to jail?
Do you know how many arrests you've had? Because I looked it up. You have 7 arrests.
Not all with her.
Stop. 7 arrests in this system for not being able to control yourself. You're lucky that someday you're not getting arrested and you start fighting with a police officer and you get shot.
Those arrests aren't for not being able to control himself. A lot of those arrests are because his wife or her boyfriend filed complaints against him. I was there when the Nassau County judge threw out one of those complaints summarily and in open court called it a crock of you-know-what. That happened.
The bottom line is he can't keep doing what he's doing because Howard, Robin, all of us just want to go on with his life. Get to part 2. I heard that she upgraded the charges to a felony. Is that correct?
She tried to upgrade the charges to a felony that it couldn't go anywhere. She claimed she wasn't married to him, and you have to be not married to have that felony stand. The DA ultimately threw it out after I brought it to their attention. Either they did it on their own or they listened to me. They dropped it back down. So now he's in there with a couple of misdemeanors.
So we have misdemeanors. He's going through the system, and it just goes on, and he believes he's right. You know, you're not suggesting to us that he shouldn't go get some help and talk to someone, are you, Counsel?
No, I think he needs help. I think he should get help, but he's got a real problem with a wife, soon to be an ex-wife, who will not let him have what he wants with his child. That's really going on here. She is very inconvenienced with him having the kid 3 times a week.
How about her leaving my kid every 3 times a week with babysitters, right?
If this was your sister or your daughter, Counselor, would you be pressing like she is? If this was your sister or your daughter, would you be pressing?
I would be telling her to work the thing out.
How about showing some compassion?
Both of them are causing your own problems together, but she is not showing any restraint either.
I don't want to press you harder than this, but let me ask one thing. Have you seen the way he talks to her in front of people? I saw it.
I have seen the way, when he's angry, I've seen how he talks, and I see the way when they talk to each other, smiling and calm, and like two people who have an amicable separation. I've seen both of them.
Does he say things in front of her that you would not want to hear said to your daughter or your sister? Yes.
He in the past has talked in a way that I would not want anyone to talk in front of my children. He has stopped doing that. He was cautioned about that. The law guardian talked to him about that. She's monitoring the situation. That's history. That hasn't been going on for quite a while now.
Okay.
Is this what my tax dollars are going to?
I love it.
Watching Stephen and seeing how he talks?
Yeah. It was a bad situation. No one wants it to escalate.
No, that's the problem. You got these things are real problems.
I think these things are so easy to settle, but I guess they're not.
They're not at all.
Into the country.
You should go see the movie Bye Bye Love.
I will. If that's what you recommend,
this kind of crap goes on all the time. It never ends in many situations.
I know if I was getting a divorce, this is the way I'd do it. I'd say, okay, why fight it? 50% out the window. Boom, take it. Kids belong with the mother. Let me see the kids once in a while. If they want to see me, let them check in. Boom. End the sentence. Go on with your life.
Yeah, but you're a reasonable human being.
Yeah.
There are wives who simply want the husband completely gone from the children's lives. They just think they want the husband gone.
So let the judge say what days he could have visitation, and then that's it.
Steve has legal recourse in that instance. He should not try to solve it himself. Obviously, he can't.
No. We went to court.
Of my 10 lawyers, 6 do divorce to work for me, and I'll tell you this. The words and the violence are escalating in our society where you have women being killed every day. It can't continue. One word leads to 10 words. That leads to a punch. That leads to a death. And I've seen Corky when he loses it, and I personally think that he could go to the next step. He doesn't want to, but when he's angry, and that's what you should all be working on, that issue first. Everything else can fall in place.
Anger.
But it's going to go to a step that we're all going to say, how did it happen? And we open a paper every day.
There are people who yell and scream. And
that's ridiculous, right? There's no way
people who don't say a word.
I never did.
There are people who don't say a word and beat the crap out of their wives. It works both ways, and you just can't tell.
But that's not the answer, because some people don't say a word and they beat the crap out of someone.
That's exactly right.
The issue more is when people do say words, we have to look and say, wait a minute, what's going to happen next? It's like when Corky pulled out of the line once driving. He didn't think for that moment. I know about that story, but that's what he does. I saw him in court. I was with him in court on another case, and this guy was not in control that day. Now, the next...
What, the day Elaine was trying to tape record me? Because she was afraid that when she stole my car, she forged my name?
No, the same day that
Do you remember the court officer taking her tape recorder out of her pocketbook?
No.
And her hollering, that's police,
the same day, he's talking about the day that he claims you were yelling and screaming when he gave you a talk where you say he backed you against the wall.
Yeah, when he threatened my life in the hallway. I mean, what was that all about, Dominic?
That same day, Dominic, he was talking to Elaine very calmly, very nicely, and eventually, in a conference, there was a visitation order finally worked out, which now, of course, is vacated.
Were you there that day?
Yes, you saw me in the hallway. I was the guy you were talking to, who was his lawyer.
Oh, then I say to you, well, then you said to me, and I said to you, can't you calm him down? And your words were, quote, I've got no control here.
I do have no control over him when he loses his temper, but he lost it with you, not with Elaine.
No, but did you say you had no control? And by the way, was he out there screaming and saying things? Did I say to him?
He was angry at you. He was angry at you because you talked to Elaine the day before she left, and that makes things suspect. And frankly, in return, you got angry at him.
Well, because he's screaming and shouting things at Howard and me. It's ridiculous things.
Well, I remember screaming about you, not so much about Howard.
You don't drag me into this.
Too much, huh?
I like everybody.
I wasn't listening to every word, you know.
I don't want to get involved when this thing escalates.
Maybe Dominic needs help. Maybe Dominic's out of control.
Yeah, Dominic's definitely out of control.
Hey,
This guy came off like Don Corleone.
Hey, Dominic.
He told me he was going to take me out right there in the hallway.
Hey, Dominic. I think he hung up.
Really?
Yeah. Wait. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Lost somebody.
You can't tell with this phone system.
Hey, let me tell you, this guy Dominic is whacked out, okay?
Hey, you know when to talk.
Yeah, but I don't threaten people's lives, you know? I don't push people up against walls and threaten their lives.
All right, guys. Now, what are you doing? You guys are going into court today to settle this thing?
Once these court, you can't settle it. Once these things start with the district attorneys,
I have to go to court.
You got to go to court again and again and again before the DA even has somebody you can talk to, because everything just gets processed through the mail.
Keep me posted on what goes on. Give me a call Monday. I want to know what happened.
All right.
All right.
I really appreciate it.
All right, no problem.
And, hello, Brittany. Daddy
that's all
still
he
loves
gets.
you.
See, that's all he really gets.
All right. Well, hey, that's more than most people get. All right, thank you.
All right,
bye-bye.
Whew.
I could hear that I love to hear lawyers yell at each other.
That was so funny.
Corky, you don't get it.
Corky, don't get it.
But, you know, it really is. This is a waste of time for the court system to be tied up in this.
Yeah.
It's a total waste of time and money.
That's why the whole thing's bogged down. That's why you got to execute people getting divorces. See, I'm calling for something much more drastic.
Right. Work out a settlement or execution.
Yeah, you get killed in 6 weeks if you don't work this whole thing out. I got to take a break. I love that. I wish we could have more of that, but Dominic hung up. I need more. I didn't get enough. I'll take some phone calls next right after these words. You know, there was a million things I wanted to tell you, but I forget them all during the commercial.
We're away so long.
Yeah, I don't know. I just forget. Hey, guess who's here?
Who?
I thought this would be kind of funny to interview the deadbeat dad.
This famous guy who doesn't support his children?
Yeah, this is the guy they locked up in prison. He came here. He wants to repair his image.
Oh.
I'm going like, why? Why would you want to remind people?
Well, this is the place to start.
And he's writing books and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, God. Has he become like a father's rights guy or something?
Hey, he's the deadbeat dad. You want to interview the deadbeat dad? Here he is.
Let's get him in here.
Deadbeat dad, I'm trying to remember your name again. I know your face. Because you look like my agent a little bit. How you doing? Take a seat.
You like him, so I...
This is Jeff Nichols, the deadbeat dad. How you doing, man?
I'm doing just fine.
What happened when you were the deadbeat dad? I saw you on some TV show.
Yeah, I've been on a lot of TV shows.
Yeah, where they said, like, basically you hid your income from your wife and kids.
You were hiding all your assets.
I should have been so lucky.
How do you hide your assets? What do? You stick them in, like, a foreign bank or something?
Well, that's what they said I did, but, you know, it's impossible to prove that you haven't hidden something.
It is.
Absolutely. I mean, how can you prove that you don't have a foreign bank account?
But you claim that you have no money, right?
No, I have absolutely no money.
But you were the guy with the $500,000 house and the whole, or what was it? Not $500,000. It was like...
Well,
that's what they said.
Hey,
nice everything.
I mean, you can't deny you had a $500,000 house.
Absolutely not. I lived a great life.
Right.
But
now,
like most of America, you spend all the money you make. You have a little debt. You have a lot of debt. We had a house for, $400,000 mortgage.
You got to give your kids some money, man.
Sure, and I'm regretful and embarrassed and ashamed that I did the things I did. To pay $120,000 a year in basic child support, puts you in a position that you just can't maintain.
Really? I don't know, but it depends how much money you make, right?
Yeah, well, it's all relative. But
I'm not good with this deadbeat dad stuff because you know what? I'm like Mr. Dad. I give my kids everything. So I'm not like really.
Believe it or not, Howard.
Yeah.
Before all this happened, I was the same type of dad you were.
Really?
I was.
And then you ended up in prison.
What the hell happened?
What happened?
When I made good money. For 4.5 years, I paid my ex-wife $5,000 a month plus, without any court orders, without anything.
What kind of work were you in?
I'm an economist, consulting economist.
Oh, really?
My own business.
And then your business has got to be killed now after this deadbeat dad stuff.
My business is dead.
Yeah, nobody wants to touch you, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And plus you were in prison.
Absolutely.
Did you get your ass kicked in prison? Were you like in a tough prison?
Oh, I was in a tough prison.
You were in the Bronx House of Detention.
Right. Have you ever been there?
No. Dude, I tell you, I support my wife and kids. I'm not like you. Go ahead. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to repair an image when you're, get busted for not paying off your wife.
Howard, I'm not here to repair my image.
Right.
I'm here to say that I regret the things that I did.
Oh,
I acted wrongly.
So now you're paying the kids?
I was crazy.
So
what happened to you? What makes you think you can go away and not pay for your kids?
Well, everybody else is doing it. You figure you can get away with it, right? Is that basically it?
Listen, these things start, in Washington. The government's this way. Everybody's this way. I think, America's gone through a phase where...
But they're your
there's just
children.
Yeah, you're little monsters. You have to pay
You
for it.
had them.
Yeah, man, dude.
I mean, remember the day you took Junior out of the hospital the first time? You're like, oh, my God.
You know what happens with a lot of guys? They go,
Robin, I've never forgot those days. That's why everything
you had to
I've
pay
done...
for them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They cost.
Absolutely.
Hey, but you know what's weird?
But tell me, why should somebody pay 150% of their income?
Hey, if that's you got in the mess. It's not my problem.
Absolutely, I got in the mess.
Right, he did get in the mess.
I got in the mess.
So you're saying
I made a lot of mistakes, Robin, and the biggest mistake that I made was not fighting hard enough just to keep in touch and pay something, even if it wasn't enough.
Right.
Right.
That's what I did wrong. I could never have paid what the court required.
You should have paid a little something.
But I should have paid a little something.
Yeah.
But you know what happens? When you're under pressure, when you're in a situation like that, when your kids aren't talking to you, when you feel everything is falling apart, you don't act rationally.
You start getting pissed off.
Crazy.
You know what a lot of guys do?
Why weren't the kids talking to him?
You know what a lot of guys... Well, wait a second. You know why a lot of guys get pissed off? Because they start sending this money for their kids, and they think their wife is living high on the high. That's what gets them.
Well, you know what I learned years later?
Right.
When we were in court, I was taking money out of savings to maintain their lifestyle. I learned that my ex-wife was putting money in her savings
maintaining her lifestyle.
And maintaining her lifestyle at the same time.
So you felt the judgment that the judge gave you was unfair, so then you stopped all payments.
Listen, I think, 75% of the men in America who have been through divorce would agree that what they've got to pay is not equitable.
Yeah, well, sometimes it is.
You know what?
Sometimes it is, but you shouldn't get married.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
These are responsibilities you take on for life.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Robin. I agree with you.
Because, and then when you muddy the waters and have children, they have to have a roof over their head, and the mother has to live there, too.
Yeah, but they don't have to live on Park Avenue in a private apartment.
And also, you need money for your new broad, your new young broad.
Why shouldn't they live on Park Avenue?
So were you, so what happened? You got the divorce, because you're probably dating some hot broad, right?
No.
You just couldn't take your wife anymore.
When the woman who I eventually married, who incidentally died last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, this year has been really...
Now, that was another weird story, right? Because weren't you in the middle of divorcing her, too?
No, we had briefly separated, a year before she died.
Because I read somewhere that I saw on the TV report that not only did she die, but you were in the middle of divorcing her and skipping out on her the money, and then she died.
You know what? I would just try not to get married.
Yeah, you know what, man? You're not meant for marriage. Why don't you just go out and try and date? You know what I mean? Become a fag. You know what I'm saying?
Life would probably be easier, right?
It sure would. You wouldn't have any of this marriage crap hanging over you.
Absolutely.
So now you're paying for your kids? Because that's the only way they let you out of the Bronx house of detention, right?
Well, I've agreed that a percentage of whatever I make goes to them. Actually, it doesn't go to them. It goes to my ex-wife.
I see.
Why $680,000 should go to my ex-wife, I don't understand. I'd be much happier if it went directly to the kids.
Now, there are some guys...
How old are your children? They shouldn't get that kind of...
24, 21, and 16.
Oh, my God. You got to pay child support?
Yeah. Hey, now, well, he owes for back sins. There's a lot of guys who actually worship you. You've become their hero. There's a guy here, this guy Charlie from New York, hasn't paid child support in 3 years.
Because of him?
Yeah, and he says Jeffrey's his hero.
Hello, Charlie. Are you on there?
Yeah, I'm here.
He's like his pal. Yeah, now, Charlie, what's your story? Don't you think you should pay your child support?
I think I should see my kids, don't you?
Oh, I see. They won't let you see the kid.
No, well, she won't let me.
Now, did the judge say you did?
Howard, we all go through that. The wives use the children as a weapon against the husband.
And then so did you.
I've had like 6 court orders for child support.
Yeah, but you should still pay for your kids, even if your wife won't let you see them.
If your wife is being
But they're not really my kids then, are they?
Well, yeah.
Listen, Charlie, the lesson I learned...
If you're never allowed to see your children again...
Yeah.
Okay? And you can't even contact them by phone, are they really your children?
Absolutely.
The state has decided that they're...
Charlie, someday...
Why are they my children?
Charlie, you don't want to end up in the Bronx house of detention getting your ass kicked.
No, I was in Nassau County Jail for 6 months.
Oh, you've already been? Okay.
Yeah, because I picked up my kids. I had a court order to pick up my kids. I got tired of this nonsense of calling the police like my lawyer told me to do.
Yeah.
So I pick up my kids. I tell the wife, here's the court order. You know it exists. I'm taking the kids. Come on, kids, we're going camping.
Right.
Kids loved it. They jumped in the car. Yeah, we're going camping. Next thing I know, I'm being ran off the road by an unmarked cop in a car.
Really?
Yeah. And then he smashes my window. The kids are screaming. They got glass in their eyes. And the cop says, I'll kill you. You know, apparently the cops got a call saying that I had kidnapped the children and I was going to abuse them.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you going to do that?
I got 26
Who are you people marrying?
Yeah. I don't know. You know,
she was a sweet girl, but she was
It's a funny thing. My wife's always trying to pawn the kids off on me. I don't understand the whole thing.
Yeah, Howard, believe me.
Hey, all I know is you guys got to pay just like everyone else. That's all I care
and
about.
And just because you're fighting with your wife, you don't bring your children into it.
Well, you know, he can't help but bring his children into it because his wife did. But the point is that someday he's going to regret.
Why doesn't the court?
You guys got to pay. Hey, Bill.
Why doesn't the court recognize court orders?
This guy's got to. This guy says, "Hey, you guys got to pay just like everyone else."
This guy's an idiot.
Right.
I mean, he knows what his responsibilities are. He's an a-hole. I mean, the bottom line is that it's based on how much you take home, and you're supposed to pay. What is it? Suddenly, you have the kids, you have the wife, and suddenly you don't want to take care of them anymore? You keep the money all yourself?
And what about the 2 years when I was disabled?
2 years when you were disabled. You're breaking my heart.
And they refused to reduce my child support. So what am I supposed to live on? I'm supposed to live in my car?
Hey.
Got a point there, too.
Hey, you know, if you keep a marriage together, your wife will be in it with you.
Oh, you know, my fault that she left me for another man?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you got a point there. See, there's a lot of complications here. There's a lot of complications.
I have dedicated the last 4 years of my life to this fight to help men with this child.
Bill just hung up.
He doesn't have time for you guys.
Yeah? Let me tell you something, Charlie. I hear what you're saying. I got literally hundreds of letters when I was in prison from men across the country.
Now, guys were writing you when you were in prison?
Absolutely. Everyone with a story sadder than the last, you know?
Really?
I mean, it's a common problem. It's just not talked about. Men don't talk about their problems the way women do. They don't relate to each other.
No, listen, I'm still here.
You know? But the thing is this. If I've learned anything, it's that I should have paid something all along. I should have fought harder to see my children, regardless. I should have let them throw me in jail 15 years ago.
So how come your kids stopped talking to you? What was that all about?
Because they were 4 years old.
Not you. I'm talking to Jeffrey, the world's most famous deadbeat dad.
Oh, okay. You're not the world's most famous deadbeat dad. I am.
No, you're not. I'm getting rid of you. Yeah.
You know what it's like to visit your children once every other week?
Yeah, I do it right now.
A relationship with them.
Yeah, I barely see my kids.
No, it's very tough. Yeah. I'm not saying I did the right things. I made a lot of mistakes.
So
I should have fought a lot harder.
You grew apart?
What's that?
Yeah, they grew apart.
He just forgot them?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
You got to admit, listen,
but
bottom line.
You're in a war zone, and they're the victims.
Yeah, but
what it amounts to.
Jeffrey,
True.
Bottom line is, let's cut through the crap. What happens is you get divorced, you make it a few bucks, you want to have a nice lifestyle, so you say, hey, screw the kids, I'm going to keep the money for myself. That's what happens.
Or you decide she doesn't really need that much money.
Yeah, that's it. You disagreed with the judge. It's just like all the guys who say they're innocent. Hey, wait a second, I'm innocent. I didn't really break the law.
And
I had to do it.
To me, like he even screwed up his own life just so he couldn't pay.
Yeah. But anyway, so now you're paying. You went to the Bronx House of Detention, and now you're writing books? What kind of books are you writing?
I'm working on 2 books at the moment. One is just a story of my own experiences, and I try to relate it to the general problem that men have today, not only in marriage and divorce and fatherhood, but in society in general.
Yeah.
You know,
what's the name of this book?
What is the problem with men in society?
I don't know. What did I do? How did I become a man in society?
And men, I think, need their own liberation movement. We're 4 decades behind women.
Yeah, we're plenty liberated.
As far as he tells me, it's a man's world.
It is a man's world, believe me. And according to Jeffrey, it's a man's world. He got out of divorce, kept all his money, and screwing plenty of broads like that.
All these guys get angry at the wife.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Listen,
all about.
I'm not angry at anybody except myself. I created my own problems. I'm willing to admit that.
You were angry at her when you did all those things.
Now, what are these 3 books you're writing? Gary told me you had some interesting titles for him.
Well, the first one is Confessions of a Deadbeat Dad.
All right, that's the one book.
Right.
Then you're working on the second book.
The other one is a novel, which is based on my own experiences, but carries it a little further.
Now, what's the name of that book?
It doesn't have a name.
No, yes, it does. What is it? What's the name of that book? Go ahead, tell Robin.
No, you
tell Robin the name of that book.
What's the working title there, Robin?
I don't know it.
What is the working title? You tell us.
Well, it's a murder mystery, you know.
What's it called? How to Murder Your Wife?
This guy, like me, winds up in the Bronx House of Detention because his ex-wife is found dead, and he's the prime suspect.
What's the name of the book?
And he thought about doing it, but he didn't.
What happened? What's the name of the book you're thinking of naming it?
I have no working title at the moment.
I forget. It's like How do you Murder Your Wife or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. You're angry.
I'm angry?
Yeah.
No, I'm angry, sure, but I'm angry at myself as much as anybody else.
Are you?
Absolutely.
So, anyway, so when you walk down the street and stuff, do people like hiss at you and stuff? Hey, deadbeat dad?
In New York City, I'm anonymous.
Right.
But I live in Vermont.
Oh, I see. Everyone knows you there?
Everybody knows me there. And you know what's surprising is that what happens in the street is the same thing that's happened in the mail. Right. 95% of the people who come up to me are sympathetic.
Really?
Absolutely.
Country's gone mad.
Women aren't approaching you.
No, you know, I was out to dinner. I took my kids I have 2 kids.
Ralph started
from the second marriage.
From my second marriage, 3 and 4-year-old kids.
Yeah.
And we went out for pizza the other night. And after we have our pizza, we're putting our coats on in the...
Now, who paid for the pizza?
Yeah, the kids paid.
Actually, the kids paid for the pizza.
Excellent.
Yeah,
smart.
Well, they get Social Security survivor benefits.
So you went out for pizza?
We went out for pizza. I'm putting my kids' coats on in the entryway to the restaurant. This woman, very attractive young lady, walks out from the bar.
Punches you in the balls. Right? What happened?
She must have had one too many to drink, but she put her arms around me.
Uh-huh.
She told me she never met a celebrity before.
Oh, God.
This world's got nuts. Meanwhile,
I left the restaurant. I said to my 4-year-old son, Zach, do you know who that lady was?
I think Ralph's dad abandoned him, and he was going nuts because he had to put makeup on the deadbeat dad.
Uh-huh.
And Ralph was like, I don't want the deadbeat dad. So Gary said, just shut up and put some makeup on the deadbeat dad. Just do it. Go in there and put some makeup. Yeah, evidently he had a whole bunch of issues.
So what about your old
What happened with your dad? Didn't he abandon you or something?
I didn't even ask him if he wanted makeup.
Really? Did you put makeup on the deadbeat dad?
No.
You didn't want to?
No, we didn't meet.
No.
I'm already good looking, Howard.
You didn't need it?
Yeah, can't improve on that.
Oh, Ralph has the...
Did you have an issue with your father or something?
Well, I mean, I don't want to get into that, but I know a lot of guys.
What's your issue, man?
Your daddy didn't pay child support?
Did your daddy pay child support? If I was a dad, I wouldn't. If I was Ralph's dad, I wouldn't pay.
When you took him to court every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a guy like this, he doesn't want to pay. You got to keep dragging him to court. I mean, there's a list of guys like this. Oh. Yeah, and then the other guys who hide all their money. You know people like that. Divorced and they hide their money.
Listen, you're a man. Do you think all the men in America can be awful evil people?
No, I don't. But I think you're pretty evil.
Well, listen, I think I did some evil things, but I don't think that makes me an evil person.
Well, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here?
He's repairing his image.
No, I'm trying to launch... Howard, I'm trying to launch a radio career. You better watch
that. Is that what it is? Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let me see. Some lady wants to yell at you. Now here comes the angry women who want to kick you in the nuts. Hey, Francine, you're on the air.
Hi, Howard. This is a real pleasure. And this show that you have is very important this morning.
It is?
There's
about time how long have we been on the air, Robin?
Finally, an important show.
Thank you, man. Thanks for coming in here and giving us an important show.
Well,
look at Ralph all angry.
It is an important issue.
I wanted to just ask Mr. Nichols, what goes...
Isn't it funny his name is Nichols? And it's like, he held back the nickel from your family. That's cool.
No, that's what he gave them.
What goes on in the male psyche when they just leave children without paying? It's so incomprehensible.
Listen to your voice. That's the main reason.
It is.
Well, but she said without paying. She understands the leaving.
Right.
So without paying.
The leaving is totally...
When you hear this voice night and day, you go, I got to leave. And I'm not paying for the kids.
It is totally incomprehensible. I look back and say to myself, how could I have done the things that I did to my own children?
Right.
I've never stopped loving them. I've never stopped caring about them. But yet...
That's hard to understand.
It is hard. I can't explain it. I just can't explain
temporary
it.
Insanity.
I'm not saying it's temporary insanity, but, men also, have anxieties, depressions, concerns.
Insecurities.
They're not perfect. And they make lots of mistakes just like women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Broad.
Okay.
Did you start paying yet, or what's the deal? Or are you still claiming you don't have any money?
Well, they get a percentage of everything I make. A trustee has been appointed. Any money that I make goes to the trustee.
And they looked into your finances and stuff? In other words, they did like an audit and stuff?
There's nothing to audit, Howard.
Really?
I mean, they could audit all they want.
What about that?
He doesn't work.
No?
How are they going to get anything?
Of course, you got to go through that. Wait a second, Robin. It's not fair to say that I don't work. I work hard, but I haven't made anything.
Really? I can't believe that. I mean, if you had a $500,000 house, you had to have had something at some point. At some point, you had something.
I did. I had a lot of money.
Right. Now
like the rest of America, I spent it all.
I see.
Is that unusual?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. When you have children, you don't think about putting some away for them or making sure that they won't go hungry?
You're talking to the wrong person, Robin. I'm an economist. Most of America is deep in debt.
You maybe had a girlfriend on the side?
I am not saying most of America makes...
No, I never had a girlfriend on the side. I had a beautiful wife who I loved very much and who started being a very concerned stepmother to my 3 older kids before everything went crazy.
Wow. Hey. It's coming into a real downer, man. It's the deadbeat dad.
Yeah, well, what do you expect from the deadbeat
dad?
Thought he was going to be an up-and guy?
Show. Look at Ralph, man. Ralph's all crumpled up in the corner.
What is Ralph's issue? He's not your father.
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, what do you want from me?
I just don't like people like this who
Did your dad leave you?
Do you see your daddy?
Do you see your dad? When's the last time you saw your dad?
Check this out.
Go ahead.
One time when you were talking about Ralph's dad, right? His dad called here.
Oh.
Now, I don't know how long it's been, but Ralph was like, F him. And I said, don't you want the number? Ralph took the number, threw it in the garbage. I don't want to talk to that a-hole.
Wow.
Screw him.
Really?
What did he ever do for us? It was weird.
You know, it's not weird. I just don't want to. I don't have anything to do with them.
I can understand how Ralph feels. My 3 kids, I'm sure,
I mean, you're
despise me.
You're admitting.
I was going to say they
must
speak to you.
despise me.
You're admitting
But they
to
start.
it. You're
at least saying,
I don't know how. I don't know how I can ever make this up to my kids, but I'd like to try.
Right? Are they talking to you now?
No, they're not.
They're not. Hey, Ralph, why don't you talk to? Why don't you talk to Jeff Nichols and like,
have a couple of bucks?
Yeah, why don't you give Ralph some money?
Let him go get some ice cream.
Yeah, see, they're not going to talk to you because like when they needed you, you weren't there for them.
From all of this is that the biggest sin wasn't not paying the money; it was the emotional.
Oh, that's
support.
exactly what I'm saying.
Because they didn't need the money. I mean, they've done well financially. Their life has never suffered from a financial point of view. The press has focused on the money.
Mm-hmm.
But the real issue here
you must have to go around all day like explaining yourself to people, right? Because when they plastered your picture all over the newspaper stuff, were you like freaking out? Like were you say, hey, wait a second, why are they singling me out?
It's anonymous, like the poster boy for
you were the biggest deadbeat dad.
You know, the thing that was really strange. Here I was in the House Bronx of detention.
Yeah.
This is when most of the publicity was taking place, and when my picture was in the paper every few days.
Because this issue really pisses people off.
Yeah.
You know what happened was that here I am in an environment with only men.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. Did they beat you up?
Most of them had problems with their wives, with their women, with whatever. I mean,
I
became
like
hero.
Superman. No, I know a woman who's like raised 2 boys on her own.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Her husband never chipped in a nickel.
Is that your wife?
No, I chip in plenty. She's busy getting massages and going all over the place. Let me tell you that. But I'll tell you something, man. I know this one woman, she raised these 2 boys by herself. Doesn't get a plug nickel from her husband. She's working her ass off. She had to like just somehow put it all together. And I know, man, she's listening to this going absolutely ape. And I can't blame her.
You know what? A lot of times these guys show up after the kids are all grown and they want to be dad again.
Hey, guess who wants to get on the air? I don't know where he stands on all this, but Corky.
Ooh.
Corky wants to get on.
Our resident.
He's our resident guy. This is Corky, who's in the middle of going through a divorce with Miss Howard Stern, 1994.
He's going through a lot of child issues.
And his wife keeps locking him up in jail.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a fan of yours. I don't know.
Another winner.
Here he is.
The news team that covers the world. This is a special Corky Report with investigative reporters Howard Stern, Robin Quivers, Gary Dell'Abate, Fred North, and Jackie Martling.
We interrupt the deadbeat dad to bring another dad, Corky. It's Dad Day on the Howard Stern Show.
Yeah, hi, Howard.
Hey, Corky.
This guy...
Corky, are you in jail?
This guy should be thrown off the air. He's a piece of garbage.
Oh, you don't like him?
Anybody that doesn't take care of their children, no matter what happens to their wife, is a piece of garbage, okay?
Now, you're supporting...
Let me tell you something. 15 months I haven't seen my daughter.
Right.
But I've spent $15,000 on my daughter in 15 months. Anytime Elaine goes shopping for that kid and tells me she spent $600 on clothes here or $600 there, I go and pay for it and the kid has it. Your children are the most important thing. And this guy, forget it, it's too late to apologize. You should be taking care of your kids from day one and never stop, because otherwise you're a piece of garbage.
You never know where Corky's going to stand on the issue, but it's a surprise. Hey, there's Corky.
I drove out to Long Island with a 27-inch color TV with a built-in VCR on the back of my car the day before they locked me up. All right?
What was that for?
That was for my daughter, because her VCR broke. You know?
He's in the middle of going to jail and buying VCRs.
I mean, this guy's a piece of garbage.
Well, Corky,
you can hear from the sound of his voice what a real snake he is. He's not even a human being. He sounds like a Mooney. You know?
I hear you.
Oh, now I'm back to say I'm sorry I didn't take care of my children. He's a jerk.
Well, Corky, there's Corky checking in with what seems
to... You gotta take care of your children.
I gotta agree with Corky today.
Hey, Corky's on a roll today.
Come on,
your
you gotta
expense,
take care
but
of
he's
your
on a
children.
roll.
Well, there's a lot of truth to what he says.
Right.
Fathers do have to pay for their kids.
Right. Go to Kathy Lee and Regis. Get on their show and tell them that, all right? See how fast I'll put you on. You piece of garbage.
Really, man.
You must
Go
get
back
this.
from the hole you came from.
Now, you
right?
must get this from a lot of people. This is no surprise to you, right?
Anyway, I got to run to work. I just had to just...
Work? Don't you have to go to jail?
I'm on my way in and out of jail.
Don't you have to go fight with your ex-wife?
No, I don't
Even
want
though he goes to jail, he pays.
Yeah, even when he goes to jail, he pays. You
I'm
got to
always
admire
paying.
that. All right.
I do admire
I
it.
love my daughter. Brittany, Daddy loves you always, forever, up to the sky and to the moon. I love you, kid.
Hey, by the way, your ex-wife, she's here with Jeff Nichols, the deadbeat dad. She's dating him. All right, goodbye.
All right.
Obviously, she's not. Well, Jeff Nichols, deadbeat dad, welcome
You
to the
certainly
show.
caused a lot of talk.
Certainly caused talk. Ralph, any last shots for the deadbeat dad, Jeff Nichols?
No, but I'm just sitting here thinking about.
Ralph, what did you do?
What is he doing here? I mean, like
Promoting.
promoting what?
I don't know.
What are you promoting?
Listen,
What? Like, I would be so ashamed that I wouldn't even show my face anywhere.
I am ashamed.
Then
Absolutely.
what are you doing here? Why don't you just lay
Well,
low
for
and
one thing-
get a job and start paying these kids what you owe them?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do?
You know, one of the things.
All right.
I'm sorry if I'm not. I'm sorry I'm not.
You're not doing anything. You're just sitting here. It's like,
Ralph's like the audience at the Ricky Lake show.
Yes.
Except he's not black.
No, you're not.
But anyway, so the point is he's saying he's sorry for what he did.
sure, okay, and I can accept that.
But that's his role.
But what? So
What am I doing here?
What are you doing to
What- like,
correct
in other words, why-
your admitted mistake?
Oh, I see.
You said you screwed up. This is the wrong thing to do. Use the kids against your
Absolutely.
wife. Now what are you going to do?
I'm trying to speak out on issues so that other men don't make the same mistake that I did.
You're defending yourself.
I'm not defending myself. I said what I did was terrible. How could that be defending myself?
All right.
But I'm also saying I don't know how I could possibly do it, and I'm sure that there are thousands, if
I
not
got an idea. Go get a
hundreds of
job
thousands.
and give them kids some money.
No,
there you go.
I figure you got
Help
cash
out.
stashed away, though. I do.
He's
I figure
probably
you do.
got a
Really think so.
I do think you have cash stashed away
He's
somewhere.
not starving.
You've got to have some money stashed away.
He's got an entourage with him. Like 8 guys walked in.
What, lawyers and stuff?
I don't know.
How do you pay for the lawyers?
Who's with you?
My lawyers, I don't pay a cent to.
Really?
Absolutely.
They just do it for free?
Well, Saul Edelstein, my lawyer, and his son,
Right.
father and son team.
Really?
He was my lawyer 12 years ago when all this started.
He's the guy
And
who's
if I-
probably hiding all his money.
If I had followed his advice
You can't
in the
say that.
beginning,
You can't say that.
I just never would have gotten in this mess.
Let's bring in Saul Edelstein.
Yeah, bring in Saul Edelstein.
Let's bring in Saul. You
Why
can't say that, Ralph.
To your lawyer.
What's that?
Why didn't you listen to your lawyer?
Actually,
what are you paying for?
I did exactly what you would have had me do. I paid too much in the beginning. I set a precedent by paying $5,000 a month. When my income went down, the judge said, screw you, keep paying $5,000 a month.
Hey,
Couldn't afford it anymore.
Hey, Saul Edelstein. Hey, Saul.
How you doing, Howard?
Now, you're not helping him hide his money, are you?
Yes, in my own pocket. That would be.
I see. So you holding on? Do you work for free?
But well, we hope we won't. Sooner or later, I hope that Jeffrey will be making a lot of money, and I'll share some of that.
I see. You're hoping that. I see. You guys are trying to get some kind of business together. That'd be bad business.
It's sort of working on a little contingency there.
Now here's a guy who killed his dad for not paying child support.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
There are all kinds of people out there.
Hey, Joey.
Yes.
You killed your dad, right?
No, I didn't. My brother did. My younger brother.
He took care of your dad, but good, didn't he?
Yeah, this guy is such a friggin' idiot. He's just like the way my dad was. My dad deserted us when we needed him. We had no food, no money.
How'd you take your dad out?
I didn't do it. My brother did. He beat the crap out of him with a golf club.
Oh, man.
Now, was it your dad's golf club?
That's wrong to beat your dad with his own golf club. Where did your brother get the golf club?
He had it. It was his own.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
And how many strokes did he take him out with?
What's par for that story?
What's par for the course of your dad's head? How many strokes you take your dad out with? Seriously, how many times you beat him with that golf club?
It wasn't me.
I think it was a double eagle, Howard.
Yeah, right. How many golf clubs were you able to, tell me the move?
Iron do you use?
Like, did he wait till your dad was asleep, or did he do it while he was...
No, my dad was trying to get back in our lives, and my brother set him up. He said, okay, come on back. The guy came back, and my brother literally killed him.
And how many times did you have to hit him with a golf club?
It was over 27 times in the skull.
Well, your dad got back in your life.
Where's your brother?
He's in jail, Railway State Prison.
Wow.
Hey, let's give a shout-out to your brother.
He's probably listening.
Hey, maybe we could play a request. You got any tunes he likes?
Jailhouse Rock.
Jailhouse Rock?
Hey, Howard, this guy killed his second wife, too, right?
Oh.
No, he didn't kill her.
Yeah, he didn't
No,
get
she died. She died from some disease.
Yeah, she died from cancer.
Yeah. Hey, lucky for your father, your brother didn't bowl. Imagine taking him out with a bowling ball. So you haven't been paid yet as a lawyer. So you think the deadbeat dad really doesn't have any money?
He certainly wouldn't be sitting in the can for about 3 or 4 months if he had any money.
Really?
That goes without saying.
I heard that he sat in the can rather than pay the money. That's what I heard.
No one does that in the Bronx House of Detention.
Really?
Just don't sit there.
Is that right?
In fact, you can't.
Absolutely right.
All right. Well, anyway, listen.
Well, who took care of his kids while he was sitting in jail?
Who? The deadbeat dad?
Yeah. He had other kids. Who took care of them?
I don't know. The first wife.
Third wife.
Who cares?
No, thank God I have some wonderful friends in Vermont.
I see.
You know, who are like family to me and who have the kids love and adore, and they were very happy there.
No.
Well, there you have the story.
I always worry about your children.
I think you should.
I do.
Someone better.
Dad, I have to worry about them.
You were nervous that your kids might beat you with a golf club over the head?
I say that's a sign you shouldn't reconcile.
Rob, you wouldn't beat your dad with a golf club, would you?
I think he's thinking about it.
He would. The thought had crossed my mind when I was younger.
Really?
You know, I think that what this points out is that there's just...
But I'm not.
How many years did your brother get for doing that?
He's been in jail for 3 years already.
Oh, you're kidding.
Does he think that it was a bad move now to beat Dad to death?
Not at all. He's very, very proud of it. He has no remorse whatsoever.
He's happy.
He's very happy.
He doesn't care that he's got to spend his life in jail. It was worth it.
I think this whole thing underlines a real problem in
You better be
America
nervous,
today.
man, Jeff. You better be nervous.
Well, I'm not nervous.
I'll tell you right now, there's no way his kids take him back. There's no way.
No, listen, they probably won't. But I got hundreds of letters from fathers across America whose kids wouldn't talk to him for a year or 10 years, and every one of them said eventually the kids wanted to have a relationship with their dads again.
I say outlaw golf.
Yeah, I tell you, wait for them to call you.
All I know is I'm throwing my clubs out.
So when your brother did it, where did he get the golf clubs?
It was his own golf club. He had it.
And he drove
How
up.
old was he?
18 years old.
No kidding. Too bad he got life.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, Howard.
He deserves it. My dad deserves it.
Really? And when you go to visit him in jail, he goes, "Hey, man, I got no problem being here."
His life is hell right now, but he thinks it's worth it.
Yeah?
He says it's easier in jail than it was the way we grew up.
Really?
Wow.
Man, did your dad molest you and stuff?
No, he never did that.
He just wouldn't pay any money?
Nothing.
Wow, well, there you go.
We were homeless. It was terrible.
Howard, I know you like to put a humorous spin on everything, but I think this underlines a real problem. Look how many families in America
You guys
today,
aren't exactly cheering anybody up.
Look how many families in America today are battlegrounds between husbands, wives, exes, children. There's something wrong here.
Dude, you better be quiet. I'm telling you, there's an angry mob out there. They'll run you down. Hey, does your brother play golf in jail?
I don't think there's enough room in jail.
No, like with the cardboard club. Was your brother a good golfer?
Very good golfer.
Really? Wow, unbelievable. Well, anyway, listen, Jeff, you got
27 strokes on the head. It doesn't sound like a good golfer.
Jeff, if I was you, I'd lay low. That's all.
And now he's had a hole in one, huh?
That's it. Well, now he can play jacks.
You're a comedian, aren't you there? Yeah.
Well, listen.
You're a jerk off. You know that?
Hostile.
Well, these are angry children. Children
Right.
angry because their fathers abandoned them.
Well, hey.
And he should be angry.
Well, this has been a happy segment, huh? All right, hey, dude, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, take care.
Say hi to your brother. Give a shout out, huh?
Hey, Johnny, you're the best, kid. Stay tough until block 6.
Right.
Hey, Jackie.
Yeah?
That's Timmy.
All right, goodbye. Well, anyway, Jeff Nichols is out on the road promoting something. I'm not sure what.
Are you
Men's
looking
right.
for a book deal or
You looking for a
something?
book deal? Is that it?
Well, I'm looking for a book deal. I'm also...
So is your lawyer. He wants some. He wants to get paid.
Believe me, get a book deal, Jeff. Please.
Anything. And you're saying you have not been paid yet. Is that right?
No, not at all.
All right. Well,
There's
anyway.
a message that really has to be sent here, though, Howard. Do you realize, in fact, that Jeffrey was ordered to pay $9,000 a month in regard to child support?
Yeah.
That's what everybody says.
All right. So then pay $1,000. Pay something. That's the point, right? And Jeffrey now says that that's true.
Yeah, if something's done wrong by the courts or your wife, do not take it out on your children.
Absolutely.
That is the point here.
I agree with you,
It's not
Robin.
your children's fault.
Enough of the He-Man Women's Hater Club. I got other things to get to, but anyway, Ganji, you take the E-camera, follow Jeffrey around and track him down, see if he goes to the bank and see if he got any money. I bet you find some dough somewhere stashed away. Ralph,
He's off to 21 for lunch.
He looks pretty well dressed.
There you go. And we'll take a break. We'll be back right after these words. Jeffrey Nichols, the world's most famous deadbeat dad.
To the Howard Stern Show after these messages.
All right, Let's do the Academy Awards and give away some Rainforest tickets and find the best caller of the...
All right, who are the nominees?
And now it's time for the Academy Awards of phone callers, where listeners from the audience are rewarded with valuable prizes just for being smart enough to dial a telephone.
Thank you. Robin, you look beautiful this year. And
thank you. You're looking very handsome.
Why don't you present the opening number right off the bat?
Oh, thank you. That's such an honor.
Before I even do my monologue. Quickly, write me a monologue. Robin Quivers, ladies and gentlemen, our hostess.
My luscious sweater.
Hold it. I want that started again. That song is too beautiful to have that obliterated by loud applause.
Ain't it sweet, my luscious sweater. I reduced the size of them intentionally, breast so. Ain't they good? Make a grown man feel like wood. I reduced the size of them intentionally, they're still good. When they both swing in man's direction, oh me, oh my, let's talk erection. Ain't they sweet, my incredible double D? Why don't men ever look at the rest of me, breast so sweet? I'm a tease. When you look, take a look at these. So soft and smooth and oh so melony. I'm a tease. Just take a look at my big whoppers. When I jump rope, they flippy flopper. They're so sweet. These two lovely double D's. Now I cut my hooter down intentionally. Ain't they sweet?
Yeah, how about them apples? Yeah, you gotta love it.
What did I just do?
I don't know what you did. Ruined any credibility you might have had. I tell you, that was beautiful.
Performance.
You know, it's amazing. Here we are at the Academy Awards of telephone callers, and you are singing about your breasts again. You have a one-track mind. By the way, your gown is gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, beautiful.
So wonderful of you to notice.
Want to welcome a couple of people in our audience because there's only a couple of people in our audience. There's only two people in our audience. Actually, Chris Reeve and his wife are the only two people in our audience. I actually wanted someone who couldn't leave, so I invited Christopher Reeve.
Captive audience.
And by the way, in our audience, if you notice, we have a mummy.
Yeah.
An actual mummy. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Joan Rivers. I didn't know that. Now look
Why
at
did you say that about Joan? She looks lovely.
I'm just kidding.
Petrified but lovely.
Oh, come on. Am I in trouble with the Academy? Hey, let's remind everyone that tonight's show is in memory of George Burns and Imus, two dead old men.
I didn't know Imus was dead.
Oh, yeah. Take a look at his career. You know, in Washington, he has a 1.5 rating. That's unbelievable. He's close enough to dead. Yeah, you look at Imus, you see the ravages of 20 years of alcohol and cocaine. It's pretty bad. I love it.
Is that an anti-drug poster or what?
Yeah, let's get right to our awards. And the awards are simple to follow. Last week we had many phone callers. We took a bunch of them, we nominated them, and now here we have to choose.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's so exciting to nominate people and then to hear the nominations and remember what they did.
Right. Wonder where our nominees are. I don't see them anywhere. Fred, do you have them?
I do not have them, sir.
I think Baba Booey has them. Where are they?
Howard. This is a joke, right?
No.
I told you this morning that we were getting those prepared, and they're not ready yet. I told you earlier.
They're still not ready?
And I told you earlier today that you go, I don't need those now. Leave me alone. They're like in the process of being carded. But I told you they weren't ready.
Gary, did I say I was doing this bit today?
And that's why I came in and asked you about it before. I told you they weren't ready yet. And
what is it? At 6 o'clock in the... Listen, you guys have to get your ass out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning and get in here and have it ready if I'm having it done today.
This wasn't even scheduled till tomorrow.
It was scheduled today.
No, it wasn't. We started last Tuesday, and it was supposed to take place on Tuesday.
You mean to tell me to pull 4 phone calls? It takes you guys 2.5 hours.
I had them pulled on Friday. I thought it was for tomorrow. I was going to run. I was going to do it today.
Then you should have gotten in here. Why can't you go pull them? Don't wait for Scott.
No, they're done. They're just being like carted up now. But
what did you guys do for 2.5 hours?
A lot of other production work. I didn't think we were doing this today. I didn't even know what you guys were doing with those songs. I swear to God. I didn't. What? When I came in earlier, I said, Howard, those phone calls aren't ready. I said, don't worry, we're not doing
I'm in the middle
now.
of a bit. Somebody better get their ass in gear around here. We're going to have a big meeting after the show, and people's heads are going to roll.
But Howard, you should have said we were doing this morning.
Of course we're doing it today. I've been promoting it all morning.
I came in and I said, they're not ready. I said, we're not doing that now.
Yeah, it was 6 o'clock in the morning we weren't doing it, but we're doing it.
Doing it right then.
It's 8:30. I mean, what point in the show do you think I'm going to do it?
I really thought we were doing this tomorrow. I genuinely believe we were doing it tomorrow.
I mean, all morning I'm promoting something I'm not going to do?
I thought you said you were doing your Academy Award picks today. That's what I thought I heard you say.
I did them already.
Well, that's what I heard you say, but I didn't hear you say this part.
All right. Go back and get me my tape.
If you do another production number, they'll be ready. I'll do my production number.
You got your production number?
I got to go get the paper off my desk, but I can do it.
All right, you're going to do a production number. Okay, let's hear this. I hope it's about how stupid you are. Today's a big meeting after the show. We're going to talk about how heads are going to start rolling around here. Believe it.
Papa Polheim.
Holy mackerel! I'm stunned.
Papa Flowly.
Papa Flowly is right. What's the name of your song?
When You're Smiling. What's so funny?
It's going to be about your teeth, huh?
No, the theme never changes. Anybody got any water? I'm pretty dry.
Still be fine. I'm trying to figure out where the bed is. All right, you ready? Papa Foley? I'd rather hear you do it dry. Scott, get your ass in here with my tapes. Dope. Ruin my bit. My bits are ruined. I'm creating a masterpiece here. Oh, look who just walked into the audience, Al Roker. He's on CPT, Robin.
What does that mean?
You know what that means.
Just because he's a little late.
Yeah.
And he's black.
How come black guys are always late?
White people have never been late.
Never. All right, are you ready, Flop Flop?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right, here we go. Flop Flop Fluely wants to do his important production number.
I'm a little nervous.
As well you should be.
I really am.
Good.
Do they not deserve?
That was Imus, wasn't it? That wasn't his song.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Howard, I swear to God, I just saw the tape with the songs roll, too.
Some degree of our respect. Isn't that Imus? He's treated with the dignity.
I think Scott may have messed up.
I'm going to, you know what, man? There's going to be major firings around here. I've had it.
It's on the same reel as Robin's song.
Oh, is that? Thanks, Jackie, for the help.
Well, we just played Robin's song.
We did? Oh, I didn't know that.
But this isn't my song.
Where is the song? What song is that? Find me my song, Flop Flop Flowly. Tell you something, I got a production staff back there. This is what I want to have happen. I want Scott fired. I want to bring in 2 production people, Fred Norris and Scott. I want Fred to give him full run of the studios back there to produce stuff. And Gary should be fired, I think.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. You said I'm firing Scott?
You fire me, I quit.
Good. You quit? Ah, thank you. He just quit.
You're firing Scott.
Yes.
You want to bring in 2 production people, Fred and Scott.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Go hire him.
Scott, a guy I'm going to hire. It just so happens the guy's name is going to be Scott.
Oh, okay.
I can't take this. Go to play a bit, nothing's on there. What happened?
He's losing it out there.
He's losing it?
Yeah,
hey, how about coming in here and helping me?
He's flipping on Ganji right now.
I don't care who he's flipping on. Now the leader tape broke. Tell him to come in here and flip on me. I'm sitting in the middle of a show with my big production number not done. This is a funeral.
We can't do the nominees. We can't do production numbers.
Ruined. I wanted such a tight show today.
And he's obviously not producing the card.
No, he's running around in the halls listening to me.
Having a fit.
What happened, Gary? His great production broke?
I guess so, yeah, the tape broke. You sure this isn't a joke?
A joke? It's a joke on me, Gary, no one else. Sure this isn't a joke. All right, are we all set now? You ready to do your song?
This is okay.
A joke?
Go.
The joke's on me.
Go. Please.
What was he doing while I was helping the drunk homo?
Wait, don't go back too far because I don't have enough leader.
Is that Gary's song?
I don't know.
No, this is
I can't even rewind it. He won't let me rewind it because Scott's leader tape broke.
You have to start singing right at the top?
Scott left this much leader tape, so you couldn't afford more leader? You know what I'm saying?
No kidding.
One other piece. Can I get another piece of leader tape?
What, are you going to slice in here? You don't have time.
We'll just get an orchestra.
I apologize. I want to apologize to my audience. Scott, get in here with some leader tape and fix this thing. For crying out loud. Now the leader tape is broken.
We're hiring a piano player.
Fred, go get a piece of leader tape. I got to get an engineer who can put leader tape on a piece of tape. I don't want this anymore. I'm going to be firing. There's going to be mass firings around here. You know what they call it? Black Monday. Heads will roll. Was I doing great? Had your production number, had it all worked out.
Everything was fine.
Ready to do the nominees.
Like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, people would have loved it.
Yep.
I have to see the scene. What's the scene?
Tom's at the window watching Scott's head explode in the studio.
I don't care. Where is he to do my leader tape?
Gary's.
Why are you doing it? Let Scott do it. That's his job.
Everyone has to pitch in.
Scott is still producing nominees.
Hurry up. Put the leader tape on. You guys are, you know what it is? You guys have never worked. You've never worked for anybody as a ball buster. It's all going to change.
Are you going to become a ball buster?
Yep. I'm the new Howard Stern. You watch. I ain't going to be stepped on anymore. My name is Prick. Get used to it.
Not douche.
Not douche. I stole the new name.
I'll be douche.
All right, you're douche. I'm Prick, you're douche, you're snatch. Fred, you're useless.
Oh, there you go. Always. What else is new?
I'm watching Gary, leader up tape.
This is the worst music. We're at a funeral.
I know.
This is not an award show.
All right, can we please have the... Hello?
I'm doing it.
You're doing it?
Yes, I'm okay.
Scott couldn't come in and do this. All right, thank you. Now go sing. Unbelievable. You're all fired.
Now I'm really nervous. Please cue me.
All right, here we go. Here is Gary's production. It's ruined already. My whole show is ruined.
Oh.
I had this thing down to a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, I hope they don't have this kind of a glitch in the Academy Awards tonight.
Yeah, Quincy Jones looks like he's really together. He should have no problem running that thing.
What is that big thing on his head?
What, that big...
It keeps growing.
That's where his head exploded. That's where...
I think it's coming apart again. Have you noticed that it's getting bigger?
Yeah, didn't he have like some kind of brain tumor?
Right, he had like an aneurysm or something. He had to have brain surgery. But every year, it looks like that thing gets bigger.
All I know is that guy married the hottest white chick around, Peggy Lipton from Mod Squad.
Mm-hmm.
And then she got a little skanky and he left her.
Yeah, but for Natasha Kinski or whatever.
What a life he's having. And Jesse Jackson, the hypocrite, now says he won't protest the Academy Awards out of respect to Quincy Jones and Whoopi Goldberg. But if it was two white people running it...
Wait a minute. He claims he's still going to be out there.
No,
it said on the news yesterday that he won't be out in front of the Academy Awards. They're going to protest in front of ABCs all over the country.
Yeah.
Oh, so not exactly at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion.
Right. Yeah, because Oprah and Whoopi and Quincy will
Well, you know what happened. Oprah, who has a lot of money, and Quincy, who has a lot of money, said, don't do it, Jesse.
Right.
That's wrong.
But if it had been some white people...
They couldn't have said anything.
Yeah, they couldn't have said anything. White people are pussies. He's going to protest in front of ABC. ABC has so much to do with the casting of movies.
Yeah, ABC.
Yeah. He's a moron.
I told you he doesn't even think these things out.
I know. He's winging this. All right, Bubba, but we do your production number, even though my whole show is ruined.
I'm going to make it up right here.
I'm sure.
Smiling when I'm smiling, the whole world goofs on me. 'Cause my choppers, my huge choppers, are like tombstones, not like teeth. My gums are rotten, and they reek like manure. My mouth is stinky. It's a pink and green sewer. I'm so smelly. Yes, I'm so smelly that I make the whole world puke. I'm so ape-like, so goddamn ape-like. My body's a hairy wreck. I'm a chimp boy, Howard Chimp boy. I'm surprised I walk erect. I got a nice wife. She must be deaf, dumb, and blind, 'cause I'm a moron with a mattress behind. I'm very hairy, I'm downright scary, and the whole world goof on me. I'm very hairy. How the hell did I get married? The whole world goes on me.
Wow. Well, you did a good job with that. I'll give you that. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our nominees. Our first nominee is Corky. Corky. You remember Corky, married to Miss Howard Stern?
That's right, the divorcee.
You can interview my daughter. The law guardian interviewed my daughter. She is crazy about her daddy. Her daddy has never been bad to her.
I believe that's
her
true.
daddy was never
So you do
bad to
say
her
those
mother.
things, though? Do you say that your wife is a whore? Do you say that to your kid?
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Do you say to your kid, Mommy's a whore? Do you say Mommy's a whore?
In front of Mommy? No. No, that's not true.
Corky.
That's not true.
You don't tell us the absolute truth.
Well,
I'm
you don't
convinced of
tell me the
that.
absolute truth. This girl has been setting me up, locking me up. Her police officer boyfriend stole my car. I mean, I can't get a damn police officer. I mean, where's William Braxton? Out selling uniforms to the transit police? Come on, what the hell's going on? If somebody doesn't get me my goddamn car back.
All right, Corky.
You know, he's more entertaining than I am.
Yeah. We should give him a show.
He doesn't have a script.
Our second nominee is Ian the Drunk for Phone Caller of the Week on our Academy Awards. Ian the Drunk, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, how you doing? I want to tell you, that kind of a pretense when, Pat Buchanan won that New Hampshire.
Where have you been, by the way? We haven't heard from you in so long.
Okay. I've been doing my own thing.
Where have you been? Rehab?
No.
If he was in rehab, he just fell off.
Yeah, I think he's out of rehab and he needs to go back. Have you been in a rehab?
Right, exactly.
Have you been drinking more than ever?
Right.
Go ahead, tell us you don't
Listen,
drink.
Howard, you tell me what I should say, right? And then I'll tell you.
There he is, Ian the Drunk, ladies and
love
gentlemen. Ian, tough one. Better than Mel Gibson.
Better than Nicolas Cage.
Our third and final nominee is Kenny, our Albany producer.
All right.
I mean, you seem like a nice guy. I don't understand why you would do this.
I don't get it either.
So you're saying you have no control over this?
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, Robin. I'm trying to gain control.
I mean, what is the problem exactly? It sounds like there's something more going on here.
Well, I'd rather not get into it.
Based on what he's saying, I've been where Ken's been before, and the best thing he can do is go do something about it, because let me tell you something.
Why? What happened to you, Renee?
Oh, listen. I had to go away for a little rest somewhere. I've been clean and sober now for 2.5 years.
Are you saying it's that kind of problem?
Yeah.
Ken, is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah.
And I feel bad, but,
Howard, I feel bad, too.
I feel bad for me if I don't get the ratings, then I'm out.
Yeah, well, I mean, you were there for me like 3 years ago.
I was?
I had a serious problem like 3 years ago, and I was in and out of school for like 2 or 3 months. And every morning I knew you and Robin would be there for me, and, if anybody else is going through that, they're not getting Robin and Howard at 6 in the morning because of me.
Right. All right, Ken. Christ, this guy knows how to evoke sympathy. Wow, tough calls. All of them great.
Yeah.
Ken admitting to a drinking, drug problem, and homosexuality.
Nearly crime.
Yeah.
So we have a guy seeking help for his drinking.
Right.
Another guy who's just drinking.
Right.
And I don't know what Corky is like.
Yeah, we don't know what Corky's doing. He should be drinking. He's chasing his wife. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner when we come back.
Oh.
We'll be back with the Howard Stern Show. Don't go away.
King calling me on our phone, which should be on the line.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Lewis. What do you think of Howard Stern, the radio personality? How you like them apples?
I don't think we got Larry King. No. I think it was a phony. Well, you know, we do this show. It's life and death, and it's important, but you're always going to get a schmuck out there.
That must be my cue.
Okay, what the hell? It's what makes the world go round.
That must be me, the schmuck.
You win pretty good, folks. If Larry King was really going to call me, he'd have called me on my private phone in the dressing room. Okay.
Sorry.
We've been had.
Sorry, Jerry. Great to hear Jerry upset.
You know, there's a new book out about Jerry.
We got to get it.
Yeah.
Are we back at the Academy Awards?
I think so. Are we ready?
Yeah. You know, I love our callers. That's why I've done this. And one of our callers now is going to win Rainforest Foundation tickets.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, I hope the judges consider that Penny will be in rehab.
Yeah.
Probably.
It might be hard to...
And won't be able to go.
I'm sure the judges are thinking about it. But you got to admit, Robin, our callers are the best callers. There's no callers like our callers. The best callers I know. I like getting calls from horny women. I like imbeciles who get upset. If your call is good, I'll give you prizes. If you're a wise ass, I'll give you crap. There's no callers like our callers. There's nothing they don't know. If you're a guy who is calling us from jail, we'll put you through without any fail. We like crazy stories, but we won't post bail. Just call our crazy show. There's no callers like our callers, Robin. We'll hang up if you blow. Talking to my genius is so thrilling. I'm the greatest thing you ever saw. We'll only take your calls if you are willing to speak just wearing panties and bra. There's no callers like our callers. There's no life form so low. You might be a simpleton who has no class. Feel free to call up and kiss my ass. If you're threatening suicide, you'll get through fast and win stuff from my show. You'll win stuff from my show. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Wow, look, every member of our orchestra is trampling their instruments. Hey, look at that. And our audience over there is Babe the Pig. Oh, wait a second, that's Rosie O'Donnell, Robin. Hey, I almost got through that number. All right, Robin, it's time now to announce our winner of the Rainforest Foundation tickets. Remember, one of these guys is going to end up being at the Rainforest concert with us.
Yeah.
That's on the...
and our choice is Ian, Corky, and Penny?
Yeah. Anyway, let me open the envelope. Our winner is...
Who is it?
Who do you think it is?
Ooh. Corky?
Corky, you're right. You won. I mean, you don't win anything. Corky wins. The other two are probably throwing up right now in rehab. Corky's the winner, and you know what? That kind of works out good because we can go for a Corky update right now.
And now, from the news team you can trust, this is the Corky Report with investigative reporters Howard Stern, Robin Quivers, Jackie Martley, Gary Dell'Abate, and Fred Norris.
Our news team is ready to interrogate Corky and tell him the good news.
I just wonder if Corky will try to get a lane back with his tickets.
You wonder if We'll be able to talk over that music. Corky, you win.
Oh, wow. Hey, I heard Dominic was nominated for an Oscar, too, for the overeating and leeching onto a famous celebrity category.
Well, anyway, our loser is a winner. Corky.
Yeah, for the first time, it's time for you to make an acceptance.
Corky, even though you lost your wife, will you be trying to bring her with you to the Rainforest concert?
No, I don't think so. Elaine, what goes around comes around. If Elaine is listening, does the words Joel Steinberg and Head of Nussbaum mean anything to you?
Oh, dear.
What does that mean? I don't understand. What are you talking about?
That's what they're turning into,
Oh, I see.
Oh, so you think she's being manipulated by this new boyfriend?
Manipulated? Come on, she threw me in jail. She stole my car and sold it to some freaking Koreans. I would go there and get the car back, but they probably got Jackie Chan jumping out of the tree, ripping open the goddamn sunroof.
So you say your wife sold your car?
She sold it to some Koreans. I can't even get into the neighborhood. They jump out of the trees over there and all that shit.
So, Corky,
you know something? They offered me 60 days.
What are you talking about?
I went to court Friday.
Oh, you went to court Friday?
Yeah, I went to court Friday.
And they want to put you in jail for 60 days?
Yeah, they offered me 60 days.
Now, who offers that to you? The prosecution?
Well, the prosecution, forget about it. They didn't know even where my file was, the prosecution.
Look at the trouble this
Well,
guy's
that sounds like it could be good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I can't believe...
No, what actually happened was that the prosecution showed up and told the judge that they had spoke about my case in the chambers before I even got in the front of the judge, and the judge denied it. But there's somebody inside who's, discussing my case in the DA's office.
Now, what is the charge that they're going to put you in for 60 days? What's the charge?
That I screamed at her, and she says that I pulled her hair and I grabbed her breast.
You did grab her breast?
I didn't touch her. I was just screaming at her in the back seat of the car. Because she had sent the guy with the kid the day before.
I wouldn't blame you for grabbing those breasts.
So wait a minute. They're asking, they're your breasts.
You paid for them.
Yeah, $11,000.
All right, so is it fair to say now that you are mulling over a 60-day jail sentence?
No, what's happening now is they're going to send me to another part for another judge. And, you know what it is? The laws have to be changed. I mean, the way this is, people that get divorced, they never get to see the judge. And the lawyers keep taking money, and the judges keep throwing you around. It's the same thing in criminal court. You never get to tell the judge what happened. They just keep throwing you around from
So you never get to say anything?
All I know is Corky's wife left him, and now he's facing jail term. It's pretty how the mighty have fallen.
He's facing tough times.
2 years ago, his wife won $50,000 in the Miss Howard Stern contest, and now he's facing 60 days.
He thought he was married for life?
Where do you think Corky's going to end up in 2 years?
Skid Row.
Skid Row. Well, Corky, congratulations. You're going to the Rainforest Foundation's
I really appreciate it.
7th annual benefit concert. Let's hope you're not in jail during it on Friday, April 12th. Actually, let's hope you are in jail during it. That'll be at Carnegie Hall featuring Sting, Elton John, James Taylor, and Diana Ross and Don Henley. For concert seats, you call 212-247-7800, and for benefit tickets, call 212-245-6570.
All right.
And if you're in jail, give your tickets to Dominic.
Okay, I'll give them to Dominic.
All right, Corky. When will we know whether you're going to jail or not?
I'm going to be going back to court. I'm trying to rush this through, so I'm thinking about another week I'm going to be going back to court.
I see.
But I want to thank everybody that's been calling me, because I'm supported by, every guy in America that's been screwed over by a woman,
I see.
And, they really should change the laws. And, they said that the death penalty if they kill a cop.
Hey, Corky, maybe you'll run for Congress.
Yeah, I should, because why should they give the death penalty for people that just kill police officers? What about the regular people like me and you?
Yeah, you should get
they should have an eye for an eye law,
Right.
That's what they should be working on. Hey, listen, I got shot once, and I had to pay off a judge to win my case just to get the money to pay for my hospital bills, Can you believe it? That this is the way the law goes. Regular people don't count.
I can't believe she left you, man.
Yeah, I can't believe it either.
All right. Good luck, Corky. We'll talk to you as soon as you get a new development.
All right. Thanks a lot.
There it is. Corky. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Well, it's been an exciting year for the Academy Awards.
Wow.
Our own winner, Corky.
We don't often like to see politics brought into the awards, Howard, but sometimes you can't help it.
He'll never get another date. I bet you he'll be bringing a guy to the Rainforest concert. How much you want to bet? We got to take a break. That concludes our section of the Academy Awards. And let's face it, Robin, that was fun.
Yes, that's right.
And maybe next week we'll have another Academy Award.
There should be another caller of the week.
Yeah. I don't know, but Scott and Gary might pass out if they have to prepare another 4 phone calls. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this.